Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. It's Uncle Bruce here. Good morning and welcome to Friday, March the 19th, 2021. I wonder what's going to happen today. March the 19th. Good morning and is there anything I should be worried about on March the 19th? Let me think of it. It's the third Friday in March. Okay. It's the first quarter. Yeah. Oh, it's the Quadruple Witching Hour day. Oh my goodness, that's right. That means the last hour of today could be quite entertaining. Does that mean all stocks will go up today? No. Does that mean all stocks will go down today? No. What's going to happen, Bruce? Please tell us about Quadruple Witching Hour. Well, it's kind of a complicated story, but let's just say that a lot of options contracts, futures contracts, all expire today at the same time. And this happens once every 3 months. And a lot of portfolios get adjusted in the last hour of trading to better reflect their performance of indexes they're following and whatever else. So in other words, ETFs and index funds and mutual funds, they might buy and sell stock like crazy to reposition themselves. Got to get more of this one, offload some of this one. We might need to like sell 150 different shares that we have in different amounts, and we need to buy 150 different shares in different amounts. We might be adding new stocks to our portfolio, dumping some stocks from our portfolio, because things have changed in the last 90 days, especially if if the price of a stock that we have in our portfolio dramatically has changed in value since December 31 to now, we may need to add to that position because it is underrepresented in our index from a weighting point of view. If our index is worth $100 million, our fund is worth $100 million, and one stock like, let's say GameStop, if GameStop was supposed to be worth 1% of the index's value in December 31, and 1%, it should be worth 1% of our portfolio now, we might be underweighted. We might not have enough GameStop in our position, or in reality, the fact is that GameStop, we need to triple the holding of our GameStop, let's say, from 100,000 shares to 300,000 shares, so that we now have in our fund the right number of shares of each company, like we had in December, that everything is equal weighted. So if GameStop goes up 10%, our fund performs just like it should, with GameStop going up 10% or down 5% or what have you. And that's across the board of all of the stocks. Now, you may have a hedge fund, an ETF, like an ETF or an index fund or a mutual fund that is worth $500 million and has 500 shares in it. Might be worth $500 million and only has 75 shares in it. Might be worth $50 million and has 150 shares in it. Is worth 50 million and only has 28 shares in it. They're all over the place. They're ever. So I can't say, oh, this fund will buy exactly this many GameStop and this fund will sell exactly this many shares of Apple or what have you, because things have changed with all stocks in 90 days. I mean, what stock is at the exact same price that it was 90 days ago? A minority. Most fluctuate all the time. And some are dramatically higher, some are dramatically lower. And so you get this constant adjusting. And on Witching Day, Witching Friday, once a quarter, in other words, every 3 months, 4 times a year, there's this. Now, at the end of this month, so that's December 31st, we have another adjustment being done. This is where a whole bunch of mutual funds, hedge funds, in particular hedge funds, ETFs, they also do adjustments for the first quarter because a lot of managers of investment funds, and I'm not saying a lot, all of them, not most of them, practically every single group of management of all these investment funds get paid on performance That's why they're so motivated to make money. They get a percentage of the ups, and they hate it when they have downs. And at the end of a quarter, at the end of a month, they usually get assessed by the compensation committee. So that first week after the end of the month or end of the quarter, that's where the compensation committee reviews the trades and the performance of the fund. They come out with a report to the investors and say, your fund that you put $20 million of your money into, and they go to all the investors, we have $10 billion that we're managing, and that $10 billion we're managing is now worth $14.8 million. We've been managing your money for 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, whatever it is. But in the last quarter or in the last month, the investment team, the kids over there who are handling all this, who, live, sleep, and die 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, managing your money, those kids had a return of such and such a percentage point or dollars or both on your dollars. And at the end of the quarter is usually when money managers, fund managers, they will prepare a report to their investors. Now, in the old days, pre-pandemic, what used to happen is, in some cases, depending on how many investors there were, if it's a private hedge fund, there might only be 15 investors. There might only be 100 investors. There might only be, 222 of them. These managers, they might do a conference call, or they might do an in-person, hi, how are you, meet and greet once a quarter. We're just going to get together at the Hyatt Regency in Indian Wells, California. Everybody knows that that's where we're going to be on the whatever of April. Come on down, we'll play some golf, have some laughs, and a couple of drinks and hot toddies, and have some good time. And the manager will report to all the investors, the billionaires, millionaires, and what have you, how they're doing with their money, or a portion of their money. Nowadays, with pandemic, this is done on a Skype call. This is done now on a Zoom call, where the manager will be in the room, and they'll have their stats. And there might be a team of these presenters. It might be 4 or 5 presenters, but the lead person will lead the story, will lead the meeting, and say, all right, well, here's how we did. And between now and the end of this month, which is now 12 days away, it's the 19th today, there will be adjustments made to the portfolio. And so stocks that have done really well or have not done really well, there will be adds and subtractions and adjustments. In some cases, there'll be no change whatsoever. And then answers and questions will be held as to, why didn't you make us more? Why did you lose so much? How did you make this much money for us? What was the big winner? What do you expect will happen next month? Why do we have so many shares of this and not so many shares of that? I mean, that's what it's all about. Now, with mutual funds and pension funds, you're going to just get a newsletter. You're just going to get an electronic report with graphs and charts, and that's sent to all holders of mutual funds. So if any of you out there own an ETF or you own a mutual fund, you're likely getting in your email, which you may or may not be paying attention to, constant updates on your investments from the investment team that is handling billions of dollars of monies, of which you have $5,000 in there, $10,000, $50,000, $80,000, $350,000, $2.6 million, whatever your investment is. You're just getting updates all the time, and you ignore it or you don't. You read it with fascination, or you just start yawning in 3 seconds. It's all up to you. But these reports are done, and updates are given. Managers get paid in a couple of ways. 1, they get a salary, and 2, they get a bonus. Salary is what we call the management fee. And so in an ETF, you always ask, or you hear about, maybe from time to time, what is the management fee of this mutual fund or this ETF? And that is usually charged on a monthly basis, so much an annual amount. Let's just say for fun, it's 2.4% management fee. If you divide that into 12, 1 per month, that's 0.2% of the value of the fund every month. So if you're worth $100 million, 2% is $2 million. 0.2 is worth $200,000. And so every month, if the fund is exactly $100 million, doesn't move, every month, a $200,000 fee is charged to the fund as a whole to run the offices, keep the lights on, pay the property taxes, city taxes, utilities, run the computer systems, pay for the research, employees that are there, all that kind of stuff. But then there's another fee. Now, this is where hedge funds come in. With mutual funds, it's a fee that might be 2 to 2.5%. In the case of hedge funds, it's what we call 2 plus 20. Had been and usually is the norm, although this varies between funds, depending how big they are, how many participants there are, but it's usually a 220. So it's 2% fees. So you get 1/12 of 2% charged every month for the fees of running the thing, and then 20% of the profits. So if at the end of the quarter, the hedge fund managers proudly present the financials to their partners, to their investors, and say, we made $1 billion profit in the first quarter on this $15 billion fund or this $40 billion fund or whatever the value of the thing is. We made $1 billion. 200 million comes out and goes to the management, the guys who managed to make that money with your money. And the investors get $800 million credited to their value. Now, that could be either a disbursement of cash to them, the 800 million, or it can just stay in the fund and roll it over and keep going. Just keep investing because we want to earn money on our money, just compound our return. So now you have, instead of having $10 billion you're managing, you're now managing $10.8 billion of funds. And if next quarter you lock in another billion, we've paid you another 200 million in bonuses, and another 800 million is rolled in again, because millionaires have what are known as a lot of money, and they don't need money for paying day-to-day bills because they keep enough of that around. So if they invest in one hedge fund or 50 hedge funds, 5 million each or 10 million each or 20 million, I mean, they got money all over the place because they don't put it all in one spot. They don't, generally they don't do that. And so they're rather well diversified, and they're into aggressive funds, conservative funds, and all kinds of funds in between. And so they're getting reports all the time. It's actually a full-time job to be a multimillionaire or a billionaire. It's quite a busy gig, actually. Yeah. People think in the movies, you think being a billionaire means you just relax all the time. Actually, you're busier than most people because you're watching over your money. You're watching over your investments, and you don't have like one investment advisor. You got maybe 40 of them. You might have 5 lawyers who look over 50 different advisors who keep you posted on what's going on. Yeah, you're busy. And you have investments not just in your town or in your state or in your country. You've got investments going globally all the time in various sectors all the time. And so you need the private jet to get from where you are to where your money is to see how your money is doing. Because in Switzerland, you're hearing so-so things out of Europe, and you want to get over there and visit with your advisors in person to kind of gauge, are we on the right track here in Europe? Okay, we've done that meeting for a day or two. All right, we're out of here. We're now flying to Mumbai, and we're going to follow our investments in this area of Asia, and then we're going to fly to Tokyo, and we're going to check out how things are going over there. And then we're going to stop in Hawaii and take a couple of days off because these time changes are killer. Then we come back home. You got a private jet, you can do that. On the other hand, you might just go from, Peoria to Paris, meet, and then come back to Peoria, all in your private jet. And it's all done in a couple of days, or it's done in a 48-hour window. And that's the end of that. It all depends just how much time you want to be away from home, how much time you want to be in Paris. After all, you've been there hundreds of times before in your private jet. It's kind of boring now. Those of us who just won the lottery, this is pretty exciting stuff. We're in a private jet. We're going to Paris. Oh, wow, this is great. Yeah, the first time, the second time, the third time. Yeah. But after a few decades, when you've been to Europe, 5 times a year for 20 years, it's kind of old hat. It's like going to your Costco store. I got to go to Costco. Yeah, okay. First time I went to Costco, well, it's exciting. I've never been to Costco before. That's how it is. Just telling you what it's like being a billionaire. I'm trying to help you out because some of you are on your way. All right, you're well on your way. You're going to become millionaires now. You're going to become billionaires next. I'm just prepping you for the future. So just relax and get used to umpteen wealth and endless reams of advisors and a busy life managing your money rather than a busy life of going to work for 40 hours a week and working under that moron that's supposedly your boss. Forget that. It's a whole different world now. Morons like that, those bosses, actually now work for you. But some of them, the folks that will talk to you, that will have access to you, will be the senior top-end presidents only. None of the vice presidents, none of the district managers, and certainly none of the office managers that any of you are doing will ever get to see you again, because you don't talk to those people. You don't need to know what's happening in the Cincinnati office in those cubicles over there. You need to know what's happening with this overall Northeast region, perhaps. I got $1 billion working up here. What's happened to my money up here? Now let's go to the Northwest and see what's happening over there. I got $1 billion over there. Let's go to Silicon Valley. I got about $5 billion going over there. What's happening over there? You got your people to talk to. There's certain people that will talk to you. Welcome to your new world. Hey, congratulations. You're becoming very wealthy, and you need to know what's going on. All right. What else is happening? Welcome to the show. It's Uncle Bruce trying to help you transition from being a peon and a nobody to becoming an incredibly wealthy, powerful investor type person. Because after all, you're following stocks that we're all watching together, and hopefully they all do well. And as I said, at the end of this quarter, tonight and next week, Wednesday, will be the end of the month. Not next week, but the week after that, right? 12 days from now is the end of the month. So between now and the end of the month, a lot of adjusting will be done, and a lot of soul searching will be done by money managers, portfolio managers, and the folks that fund them. There's going to be a lot of that going on. But don't think they only do that one day every 3 months. It's happening all the time. Certain fund managers don't sleep well ever until they get fired or quit or retire. Investors and billionaires, same thing. Some don't sleep well, some sleep incredibly well. It all depends on your DNA makeup, I suppose, and the kind of personality you have and how you kind of let it go. And if you don't let it go and turn the page, it's all different. Okay, what else is going on here? Quadruple Witching is today. We'll be watching the markets all day long. As far as GameStop goes, at the moment, it is $201.98. It's around $202. It is not going anywhere. It was in around the 200 range a little while ago. It got up this morning to about 206. So we've had a $6 move on the stock. Absolutely nothing happening. Volume, 97,000 shares on the pre-market. It's a snooze fest here. So this quadruple morning is a nothing morning. What happens during the day? I'll be here to watch it. I don't know. We'll see. Is today going to be anything for GameStop, or is it going to be really eventful for Dow 30 stocks or S&P 500s? Is there going to be any kind of a squeeze on GameStop because of how many options are in the money now on the call side? Because we did close last night at 201.75. Which, as I mentioned earlier, I've mentioned a number of times, that means every contract that is out there, every call contract that's out there, that's $200, a $200 strike price expires tonight or lower, they're all in the money. They're all in the money. Now the question is, where will the stock end up between now and the close today? How many options will still be in the money? If the stock sits here, then we have a ton of options in the money. If the stock goes higher today, for every $5 it rises, 205 to 210 neighborhood, to 215. If it does anything like that, then all these contracts over 200 start to become valuable in the money contracts. That might need to be either exercised by those who created the contracts, which are usually Chicago-based market makers, but can also be hedge funds and investors gambling that, well, when the stock 3 months ago was sitting at $20 a share, or 5 months ago sitting at $5 a share, I wrote $200 calls thinking that no one would ever want to buy them from me. Oops, something happened in the last little while. Let's see what this is. Anyway, that's what we're going to follow today. We'll keep an eye, obviously, on the markets in general. The Dow is up 36 points, very quiet. S&P up 10. Snooze fest. The NASDAQ is up 81 points, 0.6 of a percentage point after losing 3% yesterday, or what some market people called plunging 3% yesterday. Plunging. They have no idea how the markets were. When you read headlines that say a market plunged and it went down 2 to 3 percentage point, the author, in my humble opinion, is an idiot. Is an uneducated moron of the highest order and is seeking clickbait. In the YouTube business, we call that clickbait. There is no such thing as a market plunging 3%. No. A plunging market is a 15% drop in one day, a 10% drop in one day. And that almost never happens, but it does happen. But it's almost never. So if you're seeing headlines like that from whatever source you're getting your news from, you're reading a source from an idiot. It's personal opinion. It's not official. It's just me. Okay. I was a broker in 1987 when the Dow dropped 22% in one day. And the president of the United States, when that happened, was Ronald Reagan, the savior of the Republican Party, the man who wanted to get government out of your lives, and the man who believed in free enterprise was the way to fix a whole bunch of problems. And during his presidency, that one day, the Dow dropped 22% in one day. That's the worst performance of a stock market in one day of all time, worse than 1929. And Ronnie Reagan, a Republican, was in the White House with his Republican pals, and they were blowing it. They were blowing it. It took a long time to fix the damage that was suffered by the United States reputation, I suppose. It took a while for that to come back, but wow, yeah, and that was Ronnie Reagan Day. We won't forget that. I remember that day, sitting in the office, and we couldn't talk to each other very easily between brokers and brokers because of why? The phones were ringing off the hook around the entire office all day long. It was just ringing. You're thinking, can't you answer the damn phone? Well, actually, yeah, the guy's on the phone, and there are 5 lines ringing behind him. Yeah, we couldn't take all the calls. Panic? Have you never seen panic like that? People were going, what's happening? Everything's supposed to be, it's supposed to be a better day in America. That was the slogan of his campaign. It's going to be a better day in America. It wasn't. It wasn't a better day in America. It was a nightmare day in America. It was a nightmare day around the world. I had clients calling me, had never called me, who rarely ever would call me. They once a year they'd say hi to me. They usually waited for me to call them because that was my job. I call them to tell them what's going on. And that's what I was trying to do all day, is make calls out, because I had my top 20 to 50 clients I had to talk to, calm them down so they won't call me all the rest of the day. I would prevent this by calling my top guys and saying, I'm here, I'm watching, we're not doing anything. We're not buying anything. We're not selling anything. We're not moving. I'll talk to you later. And the clients would go, great, you're handling it. Okay, good. That's the perfect customer-broker relationship. When the client goes, you're there, I trust you. I'm not going to give a damn of what anyone says in this office or over lunch hour, what they heard or what they think's going on, because I talk to you and you're there. And if I need to know something, you'll let me know. That's good. That's perfect. The perfect client-broker relationship. And so I nipped in the bud half the phone calls I was going to get that day. And certainly there were brokers in that office that were getting 10 calls from the same customer every 15, 20 minutes. They were just getting calls, another call, another 3 an hour all day long. They were just getting calls. The customer call back, now what? Because the customer couldn't be talked down because the broker didn't know what they're doing, or the broker got flustered. The broker couldn't handle the pressure. And as a manager and a VP of a brokerage house, you look around your floor to see how your kids are handling a stressful day, whether it's a good stressful day, markets are surging, or a collapsing market day, or it's boring. That's another way to find out how good your sales staff is. How do these people handle all the emotions? And you quickly figure out that about 10% of your kids, because I say kids now because I'm 65, But I have to admit, when I was the branch manager of a brokerage firm and VP, I had 40 employees, of which 26 or 27 were stockbrokers. The rest were all assistants. I was 30, I was 31, 32. And I had 25 to 50-year-olds working for me. So they weren't kids. They were just my little family there. But I looked around the room and I went, there's 5 of them here who can handle anything. They can take it all. They can handle any controversy, any scandal, any world event, any scary market situation, good day, bad day, boring day. Nothing phases these kids. Nothing. And they were anywhere from 28 to 50 years of age, these 5 all-stars that I had. And they were the last 5 I had to worry about. Then the next 5 were at 80 percentile as good. They would occasionally get stressed, but most of the time pretty calm, because they saw these other 5 and went, I want to be like these guys. I see success. They're the ones making the most money. They're the ones with the happiest customers, even in a lousy market. They got the happiest customers in a lousy market. How do they do that? They watch, they learn. And then the next, say, middle of the pack, the next, I don't know, 8, they went up and down, but I could quickly get them under control most of the time. And then the bottom feeders. And these are the ones who, in some cases, were 40 and 50-year-olds who were on their last legs because they had burned so many bridges with customers. They had lost so much credibility with clientele. They were either lazy as hell, burned out, and just were not able to really deliver anymore. And their time was limited. And the manager would be looking at these guys and going, I got to get rid of these guys. I've got to find a way to encourage them to go either to another house or go into another career. But sooner or later, these guys won't be here much longer. And that's what you are when you're a people manager. You're a people manager, and these are assets. People are assets. Even in today's world, there are people managers who now manage remote employees around the world. And I got my all-stars and I got my mediocres. That can be salvaged, and then I got my mediocres that might make it, and then I got the rest of them that are lost causes, and that's what turnover is all about. Anyway, so that day when the market went down 22%, and none of us knew the market was going to go down 22%. I mean, it started awful. We thought, we'll have a 2-3% loss today. Oh, okay, it'll be down 4 or 5%. Oh no, we're going to be down 7-8%. We lost 22% when it was all over in the last hour. We went, oh my God, there's not even a late hour recovery. No recovery at the end of the day. There's nothing. It was just a bloodbath from the beginning to the end. And only historically could we look back and go, wow, the worst day of all time. And those who were right-leaning politically and left-leaning politically and middle-leaning, they all had one thing in common. Everybody lost money that day because the markets went down. However, some of us did better than others depending on how we handled it. And I was a producing a broker. I still had a book at that point in time, and it was a most interesting time for me where I was now using 8 years of experience in the business. So I guess I was 33 or so. Yeah, I was 33. So I was using 8 years of experience. And some of these clients I'd been dealing with for 6 and 7 years. I mean, they'd been with me from day one, and we'd grown together. They were 40 when I got them. They're now 47, 48. Now I was 25 when I started. I'm 33, 34 now. This you grow together or you move on. And so for me, it was easy because I'm using the experience of my relationship with my clientele. I took care of my top 50, and then I went immediately to my bottom 30%, the ones who I knew would be panicking to no end or were clueless, were completely clueless. And I would get a hold of them, and I say, you might be hearing stories in your office. You might get a call from a relative of yours saying, hey, is that broker of yours called you? Because you're talking about this guy you have, and do you know the market is plummeting? I'm here to tell you, I'm on it. We're okay. We're fine. Don't pay attention to it. Relax. We're not doing anything. It's all fine. We're going to assess. I'll be assessing this evening and tomorrow what our next moves are going to be. But right now, we're not making any moves. And it was a good thing because that day when the market dropped 22% in one day, you couldn't call and get a quote from anybody. My client couldn't call me and say, hey, can you tell me what what IBM is trading at on the New York Stock Exchange? And I would say I can't, because I punch in the quote on my quote machine, which shows one quote at a time. Or even, I think our fanciest systems, we had like 20 quotes at a time. They're frozen. They're not moving. They're not changing. And the numbers we're looking at on that screen are hours old. So I have no idea. And I can't call the trading desk in Toronto, because we're in Canada. I can't call the trading guy in Toronto to have him call the New York floor trader to yell back to him, to yell back to me, because they're up to here in buy and sell orders right now. And they're not offering quotes. They're just doing trades. Blind trades is what was going on with a lot of the brokers. So I was saying to my client, can't tell you what's trading at. Don't know. I just know that the Dow is off so many points, this many percentage points, and that's telling me we're not doing anything at all, because this is an overreaction to whatever we're overreacting to. But we're overreacting to something we shouldn't be overreacting to, but I can't tell you what the overreaction is for. I just know there's an overreaction and there's complete blind selling going on, which means opportunity knocks. Once we know how low these stocks are, I'll keep you posted. And my clients would go, great, because you've trained me, Bruce, over years of dealing with you, how this works, because that's what I was then. In 1987, I was basically doing what I'm doing for you, but on a one-on-one basis over the phone or in person, to guide my investors through the nightmare that was and is the stock market. And so we survived the day, but within 6 months, brokers had left the business. Because that day did them in. That they couldn't handle the situation personally. They certainly couldn't handle the clientele. Managers would reassess their teams and conduct exit strategies a few months later, and for the betterment of the company, the customer, and the broker themselves. And within a year or two, many of those brokers were not there anymore. In all firms. So I mean, every this happens all the time, but there's always turnover. But yeah, that event really showed true colors, and it also showed brokers, their clients' true colors, because now brokers found out, oh, I thought I was the primary guy. I thought I was the number one broker for this client. I now find out that he's got 4 other brokers, and I'm like number 4 on the pecking order. I have a $20,000 account with this guy, which I thought was a lot of money in 1987. And it was a lot of money. You buy a car for $8,000. But this guy's got 50 grand with this guy, 100 grand with that guy, 200 grand with that guy. And whatever that guy says is who he listens to. When he comes to me, he's already talked to the first 3 guys. And when he's coming to me, he's not even listening to what I'm saying. He's basically telling me what to do, because he's been told already what to do by the number 1 guy. And so the number 4 guy's going, I'm an order taker for this guy, just an order taker. And if this move that he makes, this buy or sell that he makes now with me is wrong, he loses money, he blames me, not the guy who gave him the tip or instructions. I'm the one who entered the order. I lose. This client, either I got to get rid of this guy, or I've got to reassess myself with him to either become closer to him and become his number 1, or I might have to drop him off. I mean, there are times where clients get fired by brokers. They just say, listen, it's just not working out. I made recommendations and you just weren't following them, and you made your own moves, and you're gonna need to find another broker who really wants to just be your order taker, because I can't be an order taker. I have a career and I want to be around a long time, and I want to grow my client's book, but this is not growing a book. This is wild reactionary trading that leads to ultimate disaster, and that would happen from time to time. But you found out what kind of client you had, and you found out how calm your client would get in a hectic scenario, or you'd find out how calm the client usually is, but all of a sudden is a madman. So this is crazy. Or you only talk to the client on the phone, and all is fine, whatever. And then on a day like this, the client's in the lobby and wants to see you personally now. I want to see you now in person. No appointment. No, I don't care if you're on the phone with 20 other people. I want to talk to you right now. and they've got a small account with you. The kind of business they're doing with you is less than 0.5% point of your entire career. I mean, they're a zero client, but there they are, and they demand I want you to talk to me like your top client. That's what I demand, and I'm never going to give you more business. And you got to ask yourself, gee, maybe I should let this guy go because he's not cut out for this, or he or she's dealing with other brokers, then maybe you should go there. But on the other hand, maybe you shouldn't be in the market at all. It's the revelation between the two. Certainly the broker catches it first. The customer doesn't realize that they're not cut out for this. The broker gets it, and this guy shouldn't be in the market. And so you quickly meet them for 5-10 minutes max and say, listen, I got to go, man. It's crazy. I'll call you later. You try to get them out of there. You do what you can. But then, within a week or 2 or 3, you've convinced the customer to either take the account elsewhere, or you've convinced the customer to liquidate out, and here's a check, and go invest in something else that you can handle, because you can't handle this. That's the revelation. That's what a big market move does for people. It opens up the kind of clears the fog a little bit, and it makes the room a lot clearer to see who's sitting in the steam room. Anyway, I was sitting in the steam room with a whole bunch of people, and I couldn't see their facial expressions, and I had no idea how they're doing. Now that the steam is kind of dissipated, okay, now we know. All right, very good. Now the steam will start again, pressure, and then we know that guy over there's fine. This guy over here, basket case. But that was then. This is now. Today, most of you are at home, or you're trading on this. This is your lifeline to your investments, your money, all trades, everything else. And this is what it's all about now, because you don't have a human being you can talk to, and no human being will call you when the market does whatever it's going to do. So if GameStop today goes to $80 a share because somebody wants to sell 1 million shares at whatever price they can get for it because they want to crash the market on purpose, you have no one to call. That's today's world. But you know what? It's amazing how many of you have adapted to this, and especially you newbies. Those of you who are newbies who've been investing in this market less than a year, this is all you know. This is all you know right here. This is it. You found me in the last few weeks, last month or two. You're actually looking at a human being that actually talks to you, and maybe I might be touching on a few things that concern you, like the fact that you can't talk to a human being when you want to trade stock. Wonder what's going on. You just want to find out what's happening. So you're looking to a guy like me going, Bruce, I know you're old. You're 65. You're an ancient guy. But at least you've been around a while, and you were a broker when it was a different world. Maybe you can help guide me through as to what the heck is happening, or at least give me your interpretation as to what you think is going on, because I keep saying I don't know everything. How can I? No one from the New York Stock Exchange calls me to say, here's exactly what's going on today. just between us, Bruce. Uncle Bruce, I'm calling you. I'm the head of trading for Goldman Sachs, and I'm just going to give you a one-on-one report. You don't work for us, and you have no money with us. You don't trade, but I'm going to call you and tell you so you can tell your viewers what's going on. Not happening for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe someday. I don't know. Anyway, there you have it. Fun times at the OK Corral. We'll see how this market works out today. But in the pre-market right now, there's nothing going on. It is the calm before the witch's brew storm that'll happen probably between 3 and 4 o'clock Eastern time, the last hour of the day, likely. But I have seen witching hours be duds. I have seen witching hours just be a disappointment. And I've seen witching hours that start quiet and then just go stupid, parabolic. I've seen this all. But do I expect GameStop to double in price today because it's witching hour? I do not. Do I expect any stocks out there to do this today? I do not. There should not be a reason for any publicly traded company shares to go absolutely crazy, Batman crazy today. There's not unless they're doing someone's releasing a financial report that just knocks the socks out of the market, or is a disappointment beyond belief. But not very many companies do earnings reports on Quadruple Witching Hour days. They kind of know the calendar. They kind of look at they kind of go, well, we're not gonna release our financials on Friday, March the 19th. No, we're not gonna do that. We'll wait, like GameStop. We'll wait until Tuesday after the Quadruple Witching Hour. Then we'll release our financials, because they do have securities lawyers and advisors who say that's not a good idea. Now, releasing your report on the Quadruple Witching Hour is probably not a good idea. And it would be really a bad idea to release your financial reports half an hour before the close on a Quadruple Witching day. That's really a bad idea. That just to kind of, really not a good idea. Not even aftermarket. Don't even release news on Friday after the close today. There might not be a lot of people interested in hearing anything you have to say. So maybe you may want to make that conference call for next Tuesday or Wednesday, and just kind of, things will have kind of calmed down a little bit by then, and the assessments will have been done, and the reflection of people's lives will have happened. Yeah, that's probably how you do that. So anyway, AMC right now is up 11 cents to 14.11. Was as high as like 14.30 something. Got up a little higher, but now back to 14.11. Volume on the day, 1.3 million for AMC pre-market. All right, nothing to sneeze at. Heavy? No. Light? No. But more than light, not quite heavy. Good. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. Very good for AMC. At least it's trading there. Nice. GameStop volume is 139,000, so not a lot. But if you multiply it by approximately 20 or so, or 16 or so, to reflect the pricing and volatility and everything of AMC, that this also is a couple of million shares. So actually, GameStop is trading more dollars than AMC is in actual dollars. There's more money changing hands with the GameStop stock than on the AMC stock. But that's neither here nor there. That doesn't buy you a cup of coffee either. That's just what it is. $200, 99 cents on GameStop, with approximately 18 minutes to go before we open for the day. There you have it. The brokerage days in the old days, kids. Oh my God, what a difference. And I'll tell you, the Federal Reserve came to the rescue of the stock market in 1987. When they opened up the spigot, there was money available for the markets, and a whole bunch of corporations within 24 to 48 hours of that event, within a week, certainly, a whole bunch of corporations started announcing stock buybacks because they were able to borrow money, get their hands on cash, and they were not going to tolerate their stocks dropping 30 or 40% in one trading session because of some issues with currency markets or interest rates somewhere. Not going to happen. And so the Federal Reserve opened up the spigots for corporate entities to issue bonds and raise money, and a whole bunch of money went into this market to pick up loose paper that people didn't want. No problem. Everyone started buying back stock. And just the mere mention of that kind of a program coming out, which we had never seen before, immediately turned every investor around and went, well, if the Fed is happy and companies are going to buy back their own stock, maybe I too should buy some of this stuff on sale. Maybe not a bad idea, because I kind of liked IBM a week ago. I like I should love them now. I mean, they're off this much. And so some stocks didn't drop 20%. Some only dropped 10, 15%. Some dropped 40%. But within about, a couple of months, it had all come back. The recovery had been made. But there was blood in the streets because a lot of people panicked out on the day itself. Because again, there were brokers not protecting their clients, and there were clients who were not able to be looked after by their brokers because they never had a relationship that allowed the trust. And they were vulnerable, and they entered sell tickets at market and got slaughtered. And brokers would come into their office a month later, and they would look at their numbers and go, I used to have a book. All my clients' accounts used to be worth $2 million. My account now, all my combined, $1.4 million. I'm working just as hard as I was, before and now, and my commissions are off by 50%. Why? Well, let's analyze that. And, stupid is as stupid as, what can I say? Question and speculation from yours truly. GameStop right now, $199.76, under $200. Do you think it might drop this morning by 10% before we get going here? Do you think that the market for GameStop right off the bat this morning will be around the $180 range? Because it closed at 201 last night, 201.75, I think it was. If GameStop shares drop to 181 or so, that would be a 10% drop. And if that's the case, the shares will be on a short sale restricted list for today, all of today, and Monday. So do you think this might happen? And if it does, do you think, like we were speculating yesterday, that 181 would be a hell of a price to buy this stuff at because it's the dip of the day? Or is it? Because if it goes down to 180, that means that the 185 contracts, the 190s, 195s, and 200, all those call contracts are out of the money at that moment in time for that minute, second, whatever it takes. And if the shares go lower because the selling begat selling, people get nervous, quadruple witching hour, nobody knows what people are thinking, this hype. 197.89, by the way, it's trying to get down again. Could that spur the stock down to 150? And now all of a sudden, some diamond hands get kind of, not so diamond anymore. People are wondering, oh, maybe this is over. After all, we were 348 only like a week and a bit ago. We're now at 150. Maybe I should take my exit. Now, again, on the other side of the coin, there are a lot of you out there going, I'm a buyer, man. This lower this thing goes, I'll buy more. I'll just keep buying. I'll keep nibbling at it because every time this thing drops, the shares get cheaper to buy. I used to only be able to afford to buy one or two at a time. Now I can buy 4 or 5 at a time. Some of you will say, I used to be able to buy 20, 30 at a time. Now I can buy 50, 60 at a time, and so on, and so on. And so there will come a point in time where that equilibrium gets hit and the buy interest is just overwhelming the sell interest on a share basis, and you kind of wonder what happens after that. First things first, though, will the stock today drop $20 a share on the opening in the first maybe 5 or 10 or 20 minutes to lock in the 10% drop, which puts the stock on the short sale restricted list? And then what? We will be here I'll be here to watch it with you. We'll see. We're at 199 again, so it just did touch 197 kind of, but now it's back to 198.50. So it's jumping around. We'll be here to see what it wants to give us. Now it's 199.99. So don't know. 198.50. See how it jumps? $1.50, $2 a trade. Just pre-market buy sell orders are usually a mile apart from each other on pre-markets and aftermarkets. This is normal. During the day on the New York Stock Exchange, the spread could be a dime or a penny between bid and ask, or 12 cents or 15 cents, not $2, unless there's a dramatic move one way or the other that catches the market flat-footed, and then buyers and sellers have to come back into the market to tighten it up again, because that's what happens. As time goes, the stock doesn't trade much. It tightens up between buyer and seller, tightens up. And there might be now 50 here, 50 buyers, 50 sellers, and the spread is 3 cents a share between buy and sell. Normal, it can happen. So it can go abnormal or it can go normal in a microsecond, because all of this is done by computer. And that's what happens. When I was a broker in 87 and we had a 22% drop, we didn't have it. It wasn't computerized trading. There was some computerized trading just starting out. But on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, it was all the cry out system, the yelling and the hand gestures. And there were the 25, 35 guys around this one post that had these 10 stocks trading around it. And they would be yelling at each other at these 10 stocks. And these guys did not trade all the other shares that were trading on the New York Stock Exchange. They only traded these 10 stocks all the time, but they knew instantly and completely all day long exactly where all the 10 stocks are and what they've been doing all day. They know exactly who all the buyers are. They know who the sellers are. They kind of know who the houses are that are shorting. They kind of knew the houses that were real big supporters of this stock. They kind of occasionally would see a brokerage house come in with a sell order who rarely trades this, and that would be interesting. They knew everything about those stocks, every little minutia detail they could tell. They also knew between the 10 guys or the 30 guys who were there, which one of them and how many of them were shorters personally through pro accounts, using house money to buy or sell the stock to try to trade it. They knew that of the 35 floor traders, 10 of them had pro accounts of $500,000 a piece, and at any time could put in an order to buy or an order to sell with house money without commissions. They knew who they were, and they knew how they acted. And they also knew, these guys, how they had the good ones. I should clarify this. The top floor traders at that time and of all time knew exactly how these guys would react in a good day and on a bad day. And that is reading your opponent. It's like playing poker, high stakes poker. These poker games you're watching on television, the guys who usually win the most are the ones who can read their opponents the best, and they see the tells. They can see it. They feel it. They know a little scratch here, a little this, that here, a little fix the hair there, whatever the tell. Everyone has a tell. On the floor, in the middle of mayhem and complete anarchy, top-notch floor traders are calm, collected, deadly, and know their opponents more than the opponents know themselves. And you can't beat these guys at poker. Then again, they might be lousy poker players, but they're good floor traders. And sometimes it's the other way around. There were shitty floor traders I knew that were excellent poker players, so I am told. But they all knew, and they could all sense their opponents. And you, as a shareholder of General Motors, you're asking your broker what to do, and the hope, you didn't know this, but you had to hope, whether you knew it or not, that your broker was as cool as a cucumber in his little cubicle or her little cubicle, mainly men at that time. I hate to ignore women, but there were female brokers, but it was 1 in 100, 1 in 200. On the floor, almost non-existent in 1987. But as a client, you had to hope that your stockbroker was as cool as a cucumber when the pressure was on. Because if your broker was more panicked than you were, you didn't know this, but you found out eventually you could lose a lot of money with a broker like that. If you have a broker that's just panicking on the market, you're not going to do well as a client unless you can control your broker, and very few clients did. And I took my time over years to get to know my clients, and vice versa. We got to know each other very well. And that's where this personal meeting comes in, is where I would meet my clients in their office, or I would go to my clients' homes on the weekend or on a weeknight. I would visit with a client on a weeknight in their house with their wives, and I would review their portfolios, and we would talk about the what if scenarios, and they would realize this guy cares and he's really into this, as opposed to that one guy we talked to over at so-and-so. He never returns my calls, where this guy, he comes into my living room and talks to me. Yeah, there's a difference. And I would try to convey this to my rookie brokers and my veterans who just couldn't get their act together. I would hire a guy in, and he would want to change the scenery from the firm he was with. He'd come on over. I'd find out later the firm couldn't wait for that guy to get out. Oh, now I got a basket case, and I got to take a 45, 50-year-old guy. I'm 27, 28, and I got to get this gentleman to change everything you've ever done as a broker to become a successful broker, because this is your last stop. This is it. My firm is the last firm for you. The only way you're ever leaving here to go to another brokerage house is if I get you turned around and someone steals you, because no one on the street wants you. They know that you're washed up, jaboni. You're done. So I wouldn't say it to him like that. You can't. I mean, you're destroying these guys. So you had to baby these people, and you had to slowly work with them. And, I would talk to one of my top producers and get this newbie sitting at the desk right beside the top producer. So this guy can kind of overhear how this guy does it. And then I would visit with my top guy privately after hours, no one around. And I would tell him what I'm doing so that the top guy's going, "You're not mad at me, are you? Like, why are you putting this loser beside me? You don't hate me. I didn't have that. Didn't want that." So I'd say, "No, you're going to be a savior. You and I together are going to salvage this guy, but I'm giving him 90 days. Okay. You will not be saddled with this guy for the rest of your life. You're going to help me, help him. And let's see if this guy has any hope and help, because he's pretty sharp. He's got a good book, but we got to get this guy on the right page." And I knew my top guys would always say, "Yeah, you bet. Sure. I'm here. I'm here because I'm successful, but I'm also successful because of the firm I'm with and because you're my manager. And yeah, whatever if I can help, I'm happy to help. But if this guy's a loser, dump this guy, because I don't want to have this hanging around me for the next 5 years." Got it. And now the salvage program would begin. The training, the retraining. Sometimes it went well, sometimes it didn't, because they would resent the fact that a 20-something-year-old punk who thinks he's a hotshot manager is going to tell me how I'm going to run my book, because I, after all, have been in this business 25 years. And then I would remind him, "Yeah, and you've left 4 houses and none of them want you back." And you can't make more than $35,000 a year when you should be making $200,000 a year, because all your buddies that you started with 25 years ago, the successful ones, they're making the big money and you're not. What's wrong with that? Has it been every manager you've ever had, or is it you? And if they bought into the program, great. If they didn't, they wouldn't last long with me either. Anyway, welcome to People Management 101. You only know this one. You've been around a while. What can I say? GameStop set to snap 3-week win streak while AMC stretches win streak to 5 weeks. That is a headline coming out right now on Market Watch. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that headline. I don't quite understand it. I don't even know if we'll be allowed to read this. No, we're not even allowed to read this thing. This is just a headline, and you have to subscribe to read this story. This is an opinion piece. And I don't know how accurate this is or whatever, but I will say that GameStop was once $500 a share, and it's a loser at $198.68, I suppose. I guess that's what it is. I don't know. Oh, gosh. Is this going to make the stock go down? Probably not. Is it going to make the stock go up? Probably not. Will anyone read this article? Unlikely. Very many will read this article. Maybe a few will read it. But I doubt very many people will read an article like that. It's more of an opinion piece, but it makes for good clickbait. What else is going on? No other announcements coming out on the market. We're 2 minutes away from opening. We can tell because CNBC has got a raft of commercials, just a pile of commercials running right now at top dollar, right before the opening. So we'll see what's going on. Thank you for being here today. Many of you, a number of you have joined up this channel, and I've not been able to reach or to acknowledge you. I'm sorry. As I go into my first rant here of the morning, thank you to Crimer becoming a member. Welcome, sir. Nice to have you here. Thank you to someone made a donation. I think I missed it. Let's see if I see it, if I can acknowledge it. No, not there. Or maybe I've missed it too. I probably have. Just too many comments from too many good people here. Thank you all for joining me and coming by. Yeah, here we go. Other Market Watch headlines are seriously misguided. It's all GameStop is doomed to sell all your stock. You think there are shills out there producing these articles? Maybe that's what I should be doing. Maybe isn't that what I'm supposed to be doing? I'm a shill, am I not? I've been called one. Maybe I should be doing articles. I haven't had time. I've been too busy talking to you. 195 on GameStop right now. Sarah, thank you for this donation. Am I right? Hang on, sorry, that's not a donation. Sarah, just thank you for your comment. The other Market Watch headlines are certainly misguided. Thank you for that comment. I'm sorry. Thank you. Here we go. TS, here's some LOX for your bagel. Thank you. Thank you. AJL, what are your thoughts on Wolf of Wall Street? Laugh out loud. That world didn't quite exist in the way you saw it, but certain elements of that world did exist as the way you saw it. But that world also existed in probably 98% of all business that was happening at that time as well. So yeah, there was a lot of chicanery going on and partying and whatever, but that was the time, and that was the way it was. And it depends on where in the country you were living, how well you were doing or not. I know that I remember Houston in the 80s took off, just like Texas just went nuts, beautifully financially nuts, because oil took a few shots in the 80s and the 90s, and there were some pretty good parties there too. But yeah, New York, Vegas, Miami, of course. Ashley, what would you recommend we set our buy limits for today? Well, if you're trying to get GameStop at a buy at a discount price, and you know, and I know that it has to go down to about $181 or so to break the 10% rule. You put an order at 182.50, just for an example, 182.51 maybe. They got to buy you. They got to take you out to get down there. They got to go through you to get there. Will it only get to the 10% mark and then pop $5 right away and back the other way and then pop 10? Maybe, maybe not. But if you're happy with a 182 buy to average down or to acquire more, that's a move. Another move could be, well, it could go below 180. Maybe it'll go down to 170. How about I put a buy order at 176 or 171? I'll put some in at 181, some at 176, some to buy at 180, 171, some to buy at 166. You notice those odd numbers I'm talking about? Don't put in round number buy orders. And if it comes to you, it comes to you. You get hit, you get hit. And you get it, you get it. You say, thank you, thank you. Thumbs up for T.O. Bruce. I want to rock. Hey, Wally, thanks, buddy. Thank you. We're open. The market's open, Bruce. Stop talking. A market's open. Get with the program. Okay. 194.93 on GameStop. We're open. Welcome, everybody, to the market. The Dow is starting off 73 points on the downside. Now down 83 points. Nothing to worry about. That's not much of an issue there. GameStop, 194.43, down $7. So if you want to get some on sale, if you think you can get some on sale or you're interested in a discount on GameStop, then, you know, if you, like me, you wonder, could it go down 10%? Well, then 180, 181, 182 is where they have to get you out. So put a buy order in there and see what you get. You might not get any of it. It might not go there. It's 196 right now, but it might go there or beyond there. It's the market. You tell me. 195.50 on the stock right now as it's beginning to figure out what's happening. Welcome, everybody. We're live. We're live. We're following the markets right now on the big boards. 194.54 on GameStop. AMC down a nickel to 13.95. And Vector Acquisitions up 3 cents. Nav Site Holdings is up a nickel. Gore Holdings down 23 cents to 14.96, getting better all the time on a buy there. VGAC is 10.58, up a nickel. Starboard is at 10.06, up a penny. Fortress Value even at 10.03. Vanek Vector Semiconductors up 113 for the ETF. Home Depot up 82 cents. IBM down 14 cents. The Dow down 103. Microsoft up $1.30. Apple up 75 cents. Tesla down $3. Quiet opening, wouldn't you say? 195.31, 193 on GameStop. Still 13 away from being low enough to be put on the short sale restricted list. So that's the deal. We'll see what's going on. Those of you who are joining me and just watching me here live, I appreciate you're all here. There's 6,600 of you. If you could find a way to throw a thumbs up to this show, that would really be appreciated. We really would love to get thumbs ups to get more people to find us. And the more who find us will hear about these stocks that we're like to cover. The more the merrier. 195, 194.50 now on GameStop, down $7 odd, roughly a 3.5% drop. Nothing serious. Those of you who would like to comment on this show, you'll notice the comment area is dominated by people who have their name highlighted in green with a logo beside them. They are members of the Chillin with Uncle Bruce Club. These folks have joined this channel as a member. $9.99 a month is the cost. I do 2 live shows a day, generally speaking. That's 10 a week. 40 shows a month, and so you're paying 25 cents a day to comment. And because we do this, we have been able to eliminate a huge problem that we were having up until we started this membership program. We were just being overrun with hatred and spam and grotesque comments and attacks on people here, we've eliminated it. And I'm trying to make this a friendly place. So there are adults here, not children, not goofballs, and not haters. And so those of you who are becoming members of this channel, I welcome you to this channel's membership club. A couple of the benefits: one, you can comment; two, you get to use emojis; three, I occasionally will update my favorite stock lists of stocks that I'm following that I might want you to know about. And as a member, you get first advance warning about that. So if you become a member of this channel and you find that, oh, I just got a message from Bruce here, sponsor member only message. Oh, he's following a new stock. There's a stock he likes. You will get first warnings on that before the channel and the rest of the world can come in here and find out what I'm recommending you want to look at. So it's a privilege. It's a reward from me to you. It's something, a little gesture. You might look at it and go, this stock? Oh, I like it. What are you talking about, Bruce? I don't like it. On the other hand, you might go, I've never heard of this company. What's this all about? Oh, that's an interesting story. And you might pick some of that up and hopefully do well by it. Again, knowledge is power, and membership has its privileges. Come on in. $190 on GameStop, $10 away from the drop. $189. Are we getting that drop, kids? Do you want some dip? Want a deal on this? Maybe 180, 182 might be your price. You better hurry, because it might be here any moment, because you know how these stocks go. But again, is it the low? Can't tell you that. Is it going to go lower? Can't tell you that. But this is where we are. Tobias, thank you, Tobias, for coming in as a member. And also Ahmed, thank you for coming in as well. Thank you. All the gals out there, you're more than welcome to become members of this channel. There are a lot of females who watch. But at BWT4S, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you all. I'm trying to attract more female viewers to my channel, because there are a lot of female viewers out there who just are not sure what's going on with these investments. They know they should know this. They would like to know more, but they're not finding perhaps a friendly place to go to where the host is calm, or tries to be calm. Again, am I the best YouTuber? No. Am I a unique YouTuber? Yes, I am a unique YouTuber. Some view me as an absolute loser. Don't listen to an old 65-year-old guy. What could he possibly know about anything? And then others come over here and say, you know, you have a lot of experience, and you've kind of been around, and you're kind of like that. You're kind of like that father, grandfather figure that I kind of like to listen to once in a while. If only I had a grandfather, father figure I could tolerate. The good news for me and for you is I won't be at your Thanksgiving dinner table dominating the chat, and you have to tolerate me. You only have to tolerate me when you want to. And anyway, I just try to tell you the way it is. I'm kind of like a play-by-play guy, but I'm more like a color commentator maybe. I'm kind of giving you the observations that I happen to see here. The only thing I don't have is a telestrator. And if someday I figure out how to use a telestrator live on this show, we'll play with that. But you might find that so annoying that I'll quickly stop it. In any event, this is low-tech, old school guy talking about what he sees going on and interpreting it for you. And that's it. That's what I'm about. I'm trying to break down what's happening in plain English. That's all I'm trying to do, to break down what's happening in this world of ours in a plain English format. And if you're looking for me to give you all the fancy jargons and terminology and the latest cutting edge graph technicals, and you've come to the wrong channel. Are you in the wrong place? I get asked all the time, well, what do you think about this technical breakout scenario? And I'm just going, huh? I don't know what you're talking about. And the funny thing is, I'll tell you all what it is I can and cannot do, and then I do what I do, and then people criticize me for not doing what I said I won't do. Welcome to the world of YouTube, where you can't be right. You can't possibly do it right, because I don't feel you're doing it right. I'm giving you a thumbs down, and I'm unsubscribing from you, and I'm never listening to you again. And I kind of go, bye. I don't know. I'll talk to the other billion people that are out there that I'll try to attract to my channel. I'll try to attract them. 188 on the stock right now is where we're at. For the morning so far, we have already had 2,100 thumbs ups come into this channel already from you beautiful people. I thank you so much. If you can find it in your heart to give me a free thumbs up, that costs you nothing. Hit that thumbs up button and get this video into the attention of the analytics computers at YouTube so that they will recommend this channel to more people and we'll grow the audience and just drown out the haters that hate this channel and do not want personal opinions aired on YouTube because they only want some of us to say what they want to hear, not what we think. And we have 185 thumbs downs on this show. I've been on the air for an hour? Already 185 that just have decided you're no good. 2,500 have come in saying, no, I'm prepared, and I'm more than happy to have Bruce speak his mind freely without fear, and I want to join that party with him. And so thank you, 2,600 of you who are doing this already. If you can hit that thumbs up, just nail it. Let's surge this number, 2,700 now. Just surge it up. We're almost at 200 haters, though. So as I talk, the haters are hating, the lovers are loving, and it's about a 14-to-1 ratio at this moment in time. So that's why I keep asking for thumbs ups. If we can push that number to a 20, 30, 40-to-1 ratio, it just shows YouTube and any casual viewer coming into this channel that, you know what, this channel is an okay place to hang out. I won't be attacked if I come here. I won't be hassled if I come here. I won't be judged, and I won't have to see pornographic references, and I won't have to see just ugly attacks against the host and anyone else. We were just having a terrible time with it, and the solution for us was we should do this. Anyone now who attacks us with commentary, the problem that they might have is because they made a payment to YouTube to be a member of the channel, we report this kind of hate speech to YouTube and authorities. The authorities have a place to go back to find out the source of said comments. Where before, when this was an open channel and anyone could comment, we were getting the kind of commentary that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. And we may have put a stop to it with this program. So again, thank you for coming in, folks, to this channel. I really appreciate it. Buying more on the dips. Bring me the dip for nachos. 185 on the stock. The low of the day on GameStop now has been 182.66. And I've been mentioning to some of you out there, put a buy order in around that 182 range and see if you can pick off some of the stock. If it has to drop down to the 180 level or so to be down 10%. They've got to take you out. If you've got a limit buy order in there, you've got to be filled for that stock to print 10% loss. It hasn't happened yet. We're at 186 right now, and the stock is off 7.3%, 7.4%. It's got to reach from 201. It's got to drop $20.17.5. So it's got to come down to that 181 level, 180 level to officially print 10% down during the day, which immediately puts the stock into a restricted short selling mode for the balance of the day today and all day Monday. 187.90, 187.60. So little waves have come in, little sell wave, little buy wave, little sell wave, little buy wave. It's not over. We'll see just how this plays out. The volume on GameStop so far in 13 minutes, 1.9 million shares. That is no volume to get excited about. This is not what we call panic sell volume at all. It's just volume coming in and the buyers backing off, going, "Hey, you want to give it to me cheaper? I'll take it off you." It's, right now, of course, 190 as I speak. It's bouncing back. But you want to give me this down to 180? I'll take it. Yeah, give me all you want. Sell to me. Sure. There's buyers at 181. I think 182, 181, 180. There's a bunch of buyers here, daring the sellers to try to crap this market. Go ahead, come on, give it your best shot. We're buyers. We'll take all you got, which will exasperate a gamma squeeze, short squeeze scenario going forward. The more you folks can get this stuff at a bargain price and put it away, which you're doing, the bigger the upside eventually when this thing turns the other direction, and it could be violently higher. Not guaranteeing it, just saying it could be. And so there you go. Again, thank you, a bunch of you, for coming in here. Chris Sweeney, new member. Arnar Thonberg, thank you, Arnar, for becoming a member. Also to Katie. Katie, welcome. Nice to have you here. Very good to see the gals coming in here. I'm so pleased. Jen will be really happy. My Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife. She loves it that the gals are finding it a safe haven right here. Come on over here. Oasis, thank you, Oasis, buddy, for becoming a member. Fred, same with you. Thank you for becoming a member. New Hope, thank you for coming in. New Hope Lives, thank you for joining the group. Evan, you're the best on YouTube, Bruce. I watch every morning. You always got the best picks. Great explaining what's going on. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I want to tell you something. I want to tell you a story. I have stories. I got a story. Hang on. Kevin Pratt, buddy, you're here, and I'm glad you made it. This is great. Thank you for joining us. So I got an email last night at the end of I think it was about, 20 minutes before I went to bed. I discovered I had an email in my junk mail, because I check my junk mail several times a day, and I get so many comments from so many of you that end up in my junk mail. I don't know why. It's just weird. But I get a lot of junk mail that's junk mail. All right. So anyway, I got this note, which I immediately put into my regular file because it's not junk mail. I want to tell you about it. Hang on. Chris Sweeney, keep up the good work here from Belfast. W8N to buy U.S. stocks, please complete a U.S. government form. Not sure what it is. It's a tax declaration form. If your country has a tax treaty with the United States, you shouldn't be subjected to taxation. If your country doesn't have a tax treaty with the United States and you're trying to buy and sell securities in the USA, you might be subject to taxation on dividends on that kind of income. So that's what that is. That's the standard form. Just fill it in, send it in, and between I think it's Ireland. Northern Ireland, I think you're okay. I think Northern Ireland, which is the UK and the USA, they have a very strong cooperative tax treaty. So you shouldn't be deducted at source there. I think that's what that means. Nothing to really concern yourself over. All right, so I got this junk mail last night, and I'm reading it, and I had to read it a second time, and I had to read it a third time, and then I had to decide, how do I respond to this? I don't know what to do. But this isn't the first time I've been getting this kind of email, but this one sounds really kind of interesting. So in general, I'm not going to say who it is or anything like that, but I'll give you just kind of a general overview of what we're talking about. By the way, 189.87 on GameStop. We got the 190, 191, now we're at 189. Will we drop $9 to 180? Will we get the 10% drop? Is this it now? Is this the wave that will do it, or is this just a little pause before we go higher? Stand by. We'll watch. Okay, so got an email, and it said the individual wrote saying, "I'd like to introduce myself to you. I'm so-and-so with this company. We're a company that we're a production company. We're a film production company, and we have made a deal with Netflix to produce documentary on GameStop. We're gonna talk about the GameStop story, and we've signed the deal, and we've got then a bunch of names came up. We have this producer, this director. We have people who have history with this project, So I'm reading on. There's some interesting names here, interesting projects. Some I know of, some I don't. Fine. So obviously they're trying to tell me we're the real deal. We're able to do this kind of a documentary. We're serious. It sounds to me like there's some dough here, some real dough behind this project. The movie that you've all been speculating about is what's happening. Andy's going, yes. Olivia's going, oh shoot. Oh my God, Bruce is going to be on Netflix. Holy crap, they know what's coming. Woohoo, this is wild. Bruce is a star. Congrats, Bruce. Mo Money and Trey got this call too. I figured they would. If it fell to $1 SSR activation point, we're 191, not yet. Bruce, the bagel blockbuster. Scorsese, De Niro, Pesci, Bruce. Make sure they're coming at it from the right angle, Bruce. There you go. Bullish on Bruce Oscar. Get those bagels. How are they making a movie before it's all over? Bruce is going to be part of the documentary, a rockumentary. Are you going to be in Spinal Tap? Spinal Tap 5? Loving this. Where are the bagels? Woohoo, Uncle Bruce the star. They better wait till it's over. Picked up another GameStop dip. It's the way. 191 right now. I love the Andrew, not the huge fan of trade. Dude, please, please don't price yourself out of our gig, Uncle. Bruce on the image box. Can't wait to see eat crayons while watching it from a banana tree. This is amazing. Congrats. Aaron, the channel would be the best channel. If they were live, Uncle Trump, all the best Dr. Say all the time. I hear them all the time. Bruce, is this real? I think you'd be a great commentator in that documentary. I've just given you a sampling of the reaction of the folks who are here. Those of you who are watching, there are 7,300 of you. There's not all of you can comment. So you probably see this yourself. So anyway, what can I say? Can GameStop or SC Man recount or stock take of the stock? Surely this would flush out the issues of millions. Bowfinger, this failure to deliver thing, this failure to deliver situation that we're watching and what will have a profound impact sooner or later on a whole bunch of stocks, including GameStop. That is my humble prediction. Just stick around. Bruce is finally going to meet the real Jennifer because he's got his Jen Aniston, and now he's going to meet the other one. Maybe she'll play his wife. I just bought Bruce's SPACs at a discount. I'm not putting all my eggs in one bagel, I'm spreading my bagels around. There you go. Hollywood is a scam. We will make our own endless bagels for life. Danny DeVito will play Bruce because Bruce is 4'8". Danny will be the perfect height for me because how short I am. You know how short I am. I mean, I'm short, don't you? Bruce is going to get the Oscar and the Golden Bagel. Oh, this is so good, Bruce. Way to go, buddy. GameStop level 2 book is full of selling orders, 100 each, every dime from 190 to 290. There you go. Every dime. There's stock available every dime. Well, it's 193 right now. So they bought up the stock to 193. I don't know. We'll see. Connor, I got some more limits at 182 for me. Lucky boy. You got some more. Yes, you bought some more. Pick it up. If you want some cheap stock, put in a 182.50 buy order and see if it comes to you. Put in at 182.51 or 182.53. Funny little numbers above round numbers. Right there is where you put your buy order in and just make them give it to you if they want to drop this by 10%. They haven't done it yet. It's only at 191.55. Don't know. Okay, so how did I respond to this inquiry? They wanted to talk to me, and obviously the others have been approached as well. And so I got the impression reading this thing, I thought, am I the only one getting this? And I thought, no. They're fishing. They're putting out the fishing line. They put out the fishing net to all YouTubers that are out there, and they're telling them all how great you are and all how you're being recommended to them by the Wall Street Bets community. And I'm going, oh, I bet. I'm sure some of the folks at Wall Street Bets are happy with me, and there's others who are not. Oh, yeah, they're all telling them how great I am. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. Anyway, I was just chortling at it. I was so tired last night. I was so tired. And I was in one of my funky moods. And I got to tell you what I told him. Hang on. Kevin Pratt, greetings from North Carolina. Bagel stonks keep apes strong. Thank you, Kevin, so much for this donation and joining us. This is great. The party's here. It's here. I'm from the Netherlands. Diamond Gorilla, Corey Payne from Buffalo, New York area. Seattle, Washington, because I grew up in Florida. Currently, low of the day, 182.66, not 10% down. That's right. I've been here for an hour. This is good stuff, guys. Bruce, you now have the inside knowledge of major swings in the market, but with using these 5 million people making 4 trades 4 times a day. There you go. There you go. Luke, if people had waited to buy until it fell below 181, it would have been achieved. Maybe. But you know what I say? I say, screw these guys. They want this thing to go down 10% to get their print. You give me stock first. There's a price you pay to mess with my GameStop. Knock me out at 182.51. I dare you. I want more. I want more. And the more you guys buy, the tougher it gets to drop this stock. It's just that simple. Yeah, I say, yeah, this is boring. Wake me up when it's $500 a share. Bruce and his Hollywood friends. Yeah, I bet Hedgies haven't slept well for weeks. No way. Bruce is getting the movie? Oh, man, probably go home and fight with the fam. Yes. Oh, my gosh, Bruce is going to be on Netflix. Anyway, guys, I was in a particularly funny mood last night. I was in a funky mood last night. I was tired. I've been up all day. I've been answering emails for hours, and then this one comes along. And so I answered it this way. I said, thank you very much for reaching out to me. I really appreciate you contacting me. This is fantastic. Doc is here. Bro, what's going on right now at GameStop? I thought the 19th was supposed to be good. It was supposed to be big. The 19th, so it ain't over. The 19th ain't over. Stick around. And so thank you for joining me and finding me and everything. It's nice of you to to reach out to me, right? And so I said, I've been approached by a number of entities, and it's true. I have been. I've been approached by a number of entities about this incredible story, and I said I would be interested to hear what you have in mind for my time and my story. I'd love to find out what you have in mind. And I'm looking into writing a book regarding this YouTube career since I started both my channels in 2017. It's been quite a wild ride so far, and that's what I said. Thank you, and I'd love to hear from you. And so that's where I left it last night, very late, and I have not yet heard back because it is, after all, first thing in the morning. And I'm sure that response is going to several people about what's going on. And they're going to talk about that, and they're going to look at the response from the other YouTubers out there and decide between them, well, can we get any of these guys to talk to us for nothing? We sold this deal to Netflix. I think it's a three-parter. We sold this deal to Netflix, and we got a whole bunch of money from them. Now, if we can get these YouTubers to talk to us for free and just give us all the information we need, we could then write the script. We could pay our script writers, and then we can get our actors, and we can make this thing super low budget, and we can score a serious touchdown. And I'm going, way to go. This is the American way. Pay little, earn a lot. Yeah, fantastic. You want Uncle Bruce? Not quite so simple. I'm paying a big price to be here on many levels. I'm being rewarded financially by my generous viewers, but I have 7,400 of them here, and not all of them are members of this channel. So there are a lot of folks here who are watching for free, which is okay, because that's what this is. It's a free telecast put on by yours truly, and the folks from the production are probably watching this channel as well from time to time, and I welcome them, and I hope they're learning a lot about this market. But you don't have to pay a lot to get this info, and that's okay. I am paid by YouTube, of course, for ad rates and for primetime members, yes, and then I get donations, yes. But I am paying a price to do what I do, and I do have a unique perspective on what's going on. Since last summer, when I first made the first videos about GameStop, way back when the stock was $450, $425, $475 a share. What do you call Bruce Lee pulling a radio flyer? Enter the wagon. Grimer, if you do book, please narrate the audiobook. Please narrate the audiobook. Oh, I guess I would have to, wouldn't I? I'd have to narrate the audiobook. But you know what? I have been approached by individuals, by corporations to write a book. Definitely. They said, if you build your following on your channel, and you build a social media presence beyond that, and you do a book from your angle of this story as it all evolves and what have you, and you can definitely put your spin on it, because you can take the story from 2017 when you started your first channel, Traveling with Bruce, right up to here and through this story. It could make one heck of a book, but you don't have to get it published by a publisher. Although, if there's any publishers out there who would like to talk to me about a big fat advance, you're more than welcome to contact me. But they're saying to me, you could just do a book yourself. You can self-publish it, and you can launch it on various spots or through your own website. Up to you. I mean, you only print what you sell. You don't print 100,000 copies on spec and only sell 10,000 of them. You don't play that game. The publishers play that game. But that could be an interesting thing you could do there. And I thought, that's right. Knowledge is power. And maybe it's time for those who seek knowledge to acknowledge the power. I'm kind of thinking, one of us is living the life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week here, and living and dying with his viewers on how this is going. anyway, I just thought I'd mention this to you. I just came in last night. Now, a lot of you have confirmed what I suspected, that the other guys are talking about that too. Okay, great. I got it at GameStop at 288. Should I hold or sell off? Or should you buy more at a lower price and average down? You've got three choices, Natty. You've got three choices. You're going to have to make this decision all by yourself. You got to figure out what you want out of this stock. Are you here for a flip? Are you here for the corporate story? Or what are you here for? I know that, I try to be entertaining and all, but at the end of the day, you have to make your own investment decisions as to what you want to do. Excuse me. Where am I here? Thank you, everybody, for popping in. Next Prime, thank you for this donation. Is Norbert's Gamut worth it? I have no idea what that is. I don't know what that. I don't even know what you're asking me. I don't know what that means. Big Boy Living, the real wolf of Wall Street, tweeted about AMC. What do you think about that? I didn't read the tweet. I don't follow the real guy of Wall Street. I have no idea. So I can't comment. I would be, me commenting would be like me telling the world what you thought your dinner was like last night. I have no idea what you thought your dinner was like last night. I don't know what you had. I don't know who you are. I don't even know your name. I don't know. So I can't comment on that. TSY has become a member of this channel. Thank you for joining us. Another member, and I'm so glad you're doing this, you guys. Love having you here. It's absolutely fantastic. Buy more. Here's some advice for you. Buy more and average down. There's a conference call next week. The company's going to talk. You really don't want to be selling here when the company is about to talk for the very first time ever publicly to the world media. Think about that. Think about how big a phone call this is going to be. The conference call from GameStop management to I don't know how many outlets. I don't know what system they're going to use to handle the calls, but I am praying for these guys. I'm pretty sure they're doing it right. I can't imagine they're going to blow this. I'm going to guess that whatever service they're using to handle the conference call can handle maybe hundreds of media outlets simultaneously to handle the conference call. Hundreds. Okay, now just think about that. So the Wall Street Journal will have somebody listening. The Market Watch people will be there. The Bloombergs will be there. CNBC will be there. They'll all be in on this conference call. Those are the big boys. You know the big boys. Maybe CNN Business will be there. Fox Business, they'll be there. Some YouTube channels might want to be part of it. I don't know. I'm not going to do that. That's not my shtick. I'll be on the air. But every vlogger and probably every blogger, anyone that writes for any of these Motley Fools and Investor Insiders and Wall Street whatevers, and the international press, the UK, Europe, all over Asia, Australia. You have to understand, folks, what is about to happen to the exposure level of GameStop. This will be the biggest click picture ever taken of this public company, probably in its entire history, ever, and not by like 5% bigger than ever before. Like not just it's 20% bigger than ever before. We're talking thousands of percent bigger than ever before. Every word that these guys say next week at their conference call will be absolutely absorbed by the street, by every media outlet there's at, which is video people, wordies, the folks who do podcasters, I mean, newspapers, magazines, old school media, new school media, future media, combined media, you name it. These guys are going to be under a microscope of coverage like they've never been under before. And I'm pretty sure they're rehearsing now for that. They better be rehearsing and getting ready, because they are going to be under such scrutiny as to what they say and how they say it. And to me, as an old guy, just an old man here, I call this an opportunity of a lifetime. This is an absolute opportunity of a lifetime. Krista Berg, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. You will never get this much media for free ever again. This is it right here. I have a question about Robinhood. Can they summarize the risks, if any, of having cash, GameStop holdings in Robinhood if it moons, considering a transfer? Slappy, I don't think you have risk there if you own it. You're protected. But will they allow you to easily buy and sell the stock without interference? That I can't answer. Slappy, I have a question about that. Thank you. We've done that. Deeper value, holding 160 shares at 50 a share, and I'm not selling any time soon. That's a winner right there. I think that's a winning formula. Megan Cabral, thank you, Megan, for coming on board with us. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Stephen, somewhere on the cover of your book, you need an 18-inch model of Stonehenge. TSY, $50 super sticker. Thank you very much for this very generous donation. I am always humbled by that. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. 50, whatever that was. Was that dollars? I don't even know. It looks like it. Yeah, thank you. Also to all of you out there, here we go. Sorry, we did that. I got to move forward. Hang on. Just bear with me. Yes, this donation here, Mala Viking. I love watching Being Confused with Uncle Bruce. When will it go up? Will it go down? Big losses, big gains. Guess I have to find out. That's why you stick around. We're watching it together. Arnar, greetings from Iceland. Hope you'll manage to make a trip here for your travel one day, so we can buy you a bagel with my GameStop profits. Oh man, Iceland is a bucket list for me because of those hot pools. You're gonna have to show me that. Yes, I definitely. I'm a fan of warm water, very hot water. I'm a big fan of that. Massages and hot water, yeah. Bubbles and all kinds of stuff. Spas, oh yeah, I'm a fan. Anyway, folks, stick around to see what happens. But this show, this conference call coming up after this weekend, you don't want to not be owning the stock. Probably the dumbest move you could make. Probably, maybe not the absolute dumbest move, but a dumb move that you could make is, I'm tired. I want to sell. I'm just going to sell it and take my loss, or I'm going to cash in and I'll sell now, rather than wait around for that conference call and a couple of days after that, because the interpretation of that conference call will be disseminated 24, 48 hours, 72 hours after it's done. Because I think it'll be done late in the day. I don't know if it'll be done during market hours. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some of you know the exact time of that conference call. If you do, let me know. But I think we've got ourselves a situation here where this stock could be getting the kind of exposure that public companies dream of. I think the media is wide open. They're going, hey, you guys are making changes. Tell us what the changes are. And the company can go, okay, this is what we've been. This is where we are now. This is where we're going. This is what we're going to be. And this is how we're going to do it. These are the people we brought in to affect this. These are the people that are here. This is what's going to happen. Blah, blah. I mean, just step by step by step by step. And the media will write it down, record it, or, absorb it, and then regurgitate it. And we are talking about the possibilities of $100 million of promotion that you would have to pay $100 million to get in 48 hours, 72 hours. $100 million of exposure of the company's plan, where some will be commentators and be opinionated and say, oh, I listened to them. They said this, they said that, and they said that. And they were very accurate, or not quite as accurate as I'd like them to be about their past, but I'll give them a pass. They're telling us this is where they are, and it sounds okay, they may be missing a few things, and this is what they think they're going to do. And that's where the differences might come out, where some commentators are going, I think these guys are crazy. I don't think they can do that. Or others are going to go, I didn't even know they were thinking of that. That's surprising, this kind of reaction. And others will just straight report it. And it'll be possibly $100 million of exposure to the media for this company. And you're thinking of selling it right now, $187.95? Are you nuts? Dustin, GameStop hits. I think I'm taking my wifey on a cruise with you. There you go. Lewis has become a member. Welcome, Lewis, to the show and to the channel. Thank you very much for becoming part of this. TSY, $50 donation. This is the GameStop squeeze able to be done next week after this witching day? Is that when it's going to happen? I'm not sure. I can't put my finger on that because there's a lot of factors that have to fall into place here between now and then. One, the survival of witching hour. Two, option expiry tonight. Three, the financial report. How will that be received, taken, reviewed? That in itself will get millions of dollars exposure. Then the conference call, which I'm not sure it's exactly the same day or the day after. Again, you guys will let me know. It's not Wednesday. I thought it was Tuesday. Anyway, we'll see. And so all of that will be interpreted. And then what happens? Does that make, for example, if the announcement comes out and it is positively received, well covered, and the company's storyline, what they want the world to know, is reported to the world the way the company would like it reported, except for a few rogues who might over promote or under promote the story, whatever the deal is. If that happens, is it possible that globally, between North American investors, South American, European, African, Asian, Oceania, all of the world's possible market players, that a 0.1% of all market participants want to buy 10 shares each of GameStop? What would happen to the stock? It'll go way higher because there couldn't possibly be enough stock available for possibly millions of buyers wanting 10 shares each. Just to kind of put it in perspective, there could be 30 million people that want 10 shares each the day after the story breaks. It could be. I doubt that every single person that owns the stock long is going to determine after this conference call and listening to Ryan Cohen and his team that they're all going to go all en masse, all unified. Oh, this is a bunch of crap I'm getting out. I don't think that's going to be the result of this presentation. I think it'll be kind of a George Costanza opposite situation. The question I've got, and I've always had, is when the world finds out, and when I say the world, the entire planet is not going, what's GameStop going to say? That's not what's going to happen. I'm talking about the world that we need to wonder about, which is the investment world. The folks who are not getting the story from the television business channels out there. They're not getting the story from major publications. They're not getting the story from any analyst on Wall Street. Not one of them is talking about what the company is going to talk about on probably Tuesday next week. None of them. Not one. And after the thing is over, it could be the same, that not one will talk about it because their overlords are short the stock. Their biggest clients are short the stock. 50 of the 50 very active trading hedge funds are short the stock, and the firms that handle their orders don't want to upset their clients, so they won't allow a very positive spin on the story, perhaps. But everybody else who's free to speak will speak. I'll be free to speak. I'm not in the camp of a hedge fund. I'm not employed by a hedge fund. I can give you my opinion, and so can any other YouTuber, and so can vloggers and bloggers everywhere who are not employed or influenced or dominated by these short sellers. And so what's going to happen? Will it require the power of 25 hedge funds with $1 billion each of buying power to break the back of these hedge funds with $25 billion of shorting power to stop this market? Is that what it's going to take? Actually, no. Not really. What could break the hedge funds over here is the general perception of the market, where the market goes, oh my God, this stock, this company is already so far down the road to going where they're wanting to go, that within 6 months from now, no brokerage firm can ignore the fact that GameStop will actually be classified by hedge funds, mutual funds, ETFs, pension funds. They're going to reclassify this company as an e-commerce retailer, not a brick and mortar company. So off the brick and mortar company charts and over to the e-commerce side of the company, and they will be valued as such. They will be now perceived as such going forward forevermore. And if only 0.1% of the market out there believes that GameStop will be valued at or more than Chewy on the open market in a market cap sense, Chewy being a $45 billion market cap company, right? It's fluctuating. It's 38, 40. GameStop right now at $200 a share is $14 billion market cap. $14 billion. GameStop at $90 a share, it's 13.3 billion. That's the market cap of GameStop right now. 13.3 billion. Chewy is at almost 40 billion on its value. I'm going to right now absolutely tell you the number because I don't want to guess here. Is it let's see if we get it this way. Chewy. There it is. Chewy is right now a market cap of 32 billion, 31.9 billion right now, $80 a share. This stock has been as high as 120 a share. So it has been as high as $45 billion in market cap. Okay. But even at 32 billion, it is more than double the market cap of GameStop. So if the market believes that GameStop will be worth at least as much as Chewy on a market cap basis, that would more than double the price of the shares. Over 400 would be an immediate number. If the market, however, believes that because Chewy once was at $45 billion value, that GameStop could reach that kind of evaluation, and I think it can be much more than that. But let's just say it's 45 billion. We got to triple this number. We got to go from 190 to 570 a share. If the market believes after the conference call and realizes, oh man, these guys are already 45, 55% on their way to doing this, the last step in the puzzle actually is just the dropping off of their stores, which they will do over the next 12 months in a systematic, coordinated way to bring capital in as they sell off bunches of stores to other operators out in other countries. That's how it'll go. Some will be closed outright and they'll walk away from the empty stores because the leases are up. That's natural. But they will sell various countries off to other retail operators. They do that, and the market perceives this future is coming really quickly. There's going to be people going, you know what? I know for a fact a year from now, this company is worth $45 billion. I know for a fact that's what it's going to be worth. That's $600 a share. It's 190. How many can I get? And if we see 10 million investors, 20 million investors over the next month that all begin to feel this, and they're all trying to get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 shares each. I mean, I'm not talking about hedge funds. I'm not talking about 10,000 share investors. I'm talking about average market players who are going to sell a little of this and a little of that. And I'm going to buy 20 shares of this stuff. I'm going to sell some of this, I'm going to buy 100 shares of this stuff. They're going to nibble it up. There's this absolute nonstop wave of army ants coming at this the sellers. And they're just gonna kill them. They're just gonna eat them alive, one little snippet at a time. There will be no hedge funds that can stop this thing. None. Because as these shares get bought and don't get re-offered, because they're not day traders, these folks are going, I'm paying 190 and I'm not selling under 600 a share. Don't even talk to me about it. Those shares are off the market. And they're being picked up internationally, including domestically, just again and again and again. And there's 5, 10, 20 million shares a day just being picked up. This will have that debilitating effect on the sellers to the point where they got to turn around and start buying this stuff. And whether their master plan right now is to be holding long call contracts to shift the problem over to Chicago and have them have the problem. And Chicago is going, oh, no, you're not. You're not giving it to, we're shorting this stuff. We're going to drive it down to 150 so that you won't exercise my calls off me. And they're going to try to stand this off. All of this is undeclared shorting. This is all undeclared shorting that the SEC does not insist anyone declare. That's what's going on here. Although hedge funds have to declare the ownership of put contracts, they have to declare their ownership of call contracts, but the so-called real short situation of GameStop is not actually being disclosed. But the Wall Street Bets people figured it out. The Reddit people figured it out. My contemporaries have figured it out. I think I figured it out. We understand that, yeah, there are probably over 200 million shares of GameStop floating around out there in all kinds of formats, when in reality, only 70 million have ever been issued by the company itself. And we haven't talked about the big one, and that is, will the company actually issue stock from their treasury to raise cash? And at what price would this happen at? Because if the company is saying to Wall Street, we're willing to offer 30 million shares of stock to help alleviate the shortage, but not at 189.40, not a chance, baby. We're not talking about that. If Wall Street gets the impression that this company might issue stock at 500 or 600 a share for 30 million shares to help alleviate a big short problem, there will be buyers out there who will nibble this thing up right now and run that market to 500, 600, and they'll deliver the price of the stock to where the company wants it to be. 30 million will come out of the treasury at $600 a share, and $18 billion lands in the bank account of GameStop cash. There's 100 million shares outstanding, 18 billion cash in the bank. The shares have a book value in cash, $180 a share. You can buy it right now for $189. Think about that. You can buy a stock right now for $189 a share that might have a book value of $180 in cash. What? How do they do that? How does that work? You can't do that. Well, Tesla did it. Tesla sold stock. Mind you, they did it in blocks all the way up to $4,500 a share. They sold stock $5 billion at a time. Into the treasury comes $5 billion and another $5 billion. They're building factories by writing checks that don't bounce. They don't have any debt. Their factories are being built with cash. GameStop hasn't raised a dime yet. There's still only 70 million out there. And they're not going to issue a single share right now. They're going to talk first about what their plans are. And now you, as existing shareholders, of course, and casual observers of this old man who doesn't know what he's talking about, are asking yourselves, is he right? Could he actually be onto something, that this company possibly could issue stock 3 months from now, 2 months from now, a year from now, a week from now, at an incredibly ridiculous price, so that the shares actually have a cash value of $180 a share, and it's trading at $189.95 right now? Is this guy for real? What does this guy smoke? What does this guy eat? What does he drink? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Well, anything is possible. The shares were $38.50 about 3.5 weeks ago. $38.50. It's going to 20. They were going back to 20. Every media outlet was convinced of that, and it didn't happen. And now here we are with all kinds of, I think, controlling factors all over this stock. All kinds of controlling factors all over the stock. It's being held right here in a chokehold at $189.52. And I'm putting out there for you that there are forces out there who want this stock to go lower, because they are carrying on their books some serious losses right now. But they're not realized losses until you buy it back. Until you close out your position, you haven't locked in your problem. So right now, it's a paper problem. It's a bookkeeping entry problem. But at the end of March is the end of the first quarter. And what did I talk about in the first hour of this show? I talked about how hedge funds and mutual funds and pension funds are going to report their first quarter results. And how many hedge funds lost their butts in January in this first quarter to only turn around and redouble their efforts to nail this GameStop a second time to try to get their money back? And they were looking really good at $38.50 about 3.5 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago Wednesday. That's 23 days ago. It looked really good until it didn't look good anymore. And the stock went to $91 on Wednesday, $150 on Thursday, and eventually $348 about 8 days ago. They were not looking good. They got it down to $190. They've been able to grind this thing back, but now here we are at $190. We're stuck here, and we've been around this 200 mark for 3 days now. 3 days. Why doesn't this stock go to $38.50 if there are billions of dollars of power to crush it? Why isn't it happening? You think maybe there are other forces at work here behind the scenes that aren't necessarily evident? I think there are. And a company is about to go public for the first time in a big way to talk to us about their financial results and their plans. I think I'll be around to hear that. I'm kind of looking forward to hearing it. Tin Studio Webull reports almost 10% of the 20 million users own GameStop. How many other brokers have that many? You know what? Even if no new investors come in, not a single new investor, the only investors that come in to buy this stock are the existing investors. And everyone that owns this stock now wants to buy 20% more, just 20% more. Well, you got to remember something. In reality, there are 70 million shares outstanding, right? But in real reality, there's 200 and something million shares actually outstanding. So you folks out there hold stock that someone may have shorted to you that isn't part of the 70 million. It's part of that other 100 million something more. So if there's 200 plus million out there and everyone who owns those 200 million wants to buy 20% more stock, that means 40 million more shares are going to be wanted to be bought, to be purchased, to be invested in. Where can that come from? It can only come from the existing 200 something million that are out there. But if there are brokerage firms out there going, we're not allowing any more short sales. We're not allowing declared short sales. We're going to limit our failure to deliver numbers because we've seen this massive wave of buying interest coming in here from all over the place. We cannot allow firms and clients to sell stock they don't have, which means the shorters who are owing the house stock are going to have to acquire stock as well. Well, you add that on to the 40 million. Now, every shareholder says, oh, I'm not selling any of my stock. I'm a diamond hand guy. That's not true. We know that. We have day traders. We have flippers. We have people out there who've got a bunch of this stock on margin and personal loans. And if they see 200 or 250 or 275 or 3.25 or 380 or 425, they're going to start selling off. And so there will be stock available as it goes up. And the higher it goes, there'll be more stock available, but there will not be enough stock available for the 40 million wanted by perhaps existing shareholders. I don't know how many tens of millions wanted by people who've never owned this stock before, who now want in for the first time because they heard what the management is talking about. And the entities that are short the 100 plus million that are out there undeclared who need to cover. And this all compounds on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other. And we have a scenario here where this stock goes for one heck of a run in a violent way. Oh my gosh, Bruce, I love your channel. Bruce, people talk about GameStop hitting 200,000 a share. What would need to take place for that to occur? Could it just be a hype dream? Peggy Fleming is a member of this channel. Thank you, Peggy Fleming, for all of the gold medals you won, all the ice skating you've done. Or is Peggy Fleming still alive? The original, is she still around? Or is this another Peggy Fleming? But whoever it is, Peggy, welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you're here. Zvolt Horvath, thank you, Zvolt, for becoming a member as well. Another new member of this channel. They're coming in from around the world. Those of you who are here, I love you guys. Thank you, NSB, another new member. I appreciate these. Alman Mana, if a split occurs, say 2-to-1, are shorts then expect to cover double the shares they're short? Well, yeah. I mean, if you're short 1 million shares and the company splits 2-for-1, you're now short 2 million shares. Yeah, but everybody else has double the stock too. And the stock will trade at half the price tomorrow morning. So if they're 190 now, they're going to start trading at 95 tomorrow, but everybody's got double the stock. But yeah, if the stock goes from 95 back up to 190 on the speculation of the split, the shorter that was short 1 million at 190 is now short 2 million at 190 because that's after the split. Yeah, this is double the problem. Absolutely. The dollars become worse. The stock numbers are the stock numbers. It's how many dollars are you short? That's what really the problem is going to be for those who are short this stock if they do get caught on this thing. Brian Emery, thank you for becoming a member of this channel. Brian, I love you. Thank you for coming in here. That is the thing. There's this thing we keep talking about. What's the thing? What's the thing? Hugh Grant wants to know, what's the thing? Well, the thing is, there's this short problem. And the higher the stock goes, the short problem gets more expensive as a problem. But the lower the stock goes, it becomes less expensive as a problem. That's the other thing. There's a lot of things. So at 348.50 9 days ago, it was a bigger problem than at 188.82 right now. That's true. But what will happen if the stock does start to go? Will 348.50 be a stop zone? Will that be where it will go and will not go any higher? Or is it just going to blow past there to 450, 550, 600, 750? What, where, how, what, when? The higher it goes, the bigger the problem. The bigger the problem, the more shares that are needed. The more shares that are needed, the higher the stock goes. The bigger the problem is on a dollar level, it just keeps going. What would cause people to want to buy a stock? Well, good news, a new direction of the company, an announcement from management, a clarification from management to help the investing public realize you don't want to be selling this stuff. Are you kidding me? Duke, could it be the long whales? The long whales keep the price down the last few days to make sure that the maximum call put options are out of the money, then let the price pop after the earnings. There's all kinds of issues, but the problem is, or the reality is, that if the hedge funds that are short are buying call options that they're going to exercise to cover their positions without having to chase the stock, especially this coming week with management talking, that now shifts the problem to Chicago. The guys who are naked call writers, now they got to buy the stock. They're the ones who are chasing it, and they're not as deft as these traders in New York. Perhaps they come in like with a blood, like a sledgehammer to just buy it. And yeah, this could be really something. We could be into a real wild move here. But again, I'm observing from this location, and I can't tell you what all these players are thinking. I can only tell you what I see and what I'm speculating. I can do the math. I can add up how many shares are out there. I mean, if there's 70 million out and we have a $13.3 billion market cap, that's one thing. But if there's triple that number of shares out, 210 million actually out there, that means that the market cap of this company is actually $45 billion right now. Does that sound familiar to you? A $45 billion market cap value of GameStop right now? Does that in any way that ring with any of you? I've heard that number before. Wasn't he talking about Chewy and how Chewy was at $45 billion market cap just a few weeks ago, and now this company is a 45 market cap, but actually they only have 70 million shares out. So the market cap is supposed to be 13.3 billion, but in reality, it could be that it's a 45 billion market cap right now because of the fact there's 210 million shares out there. Oh, well, you can't keep a stock position like that, can you? Not forever. Not if you have failure to deliver notices. Not if you've got naked call option writing. You've got to have a point in time where those folks who are short the stock have to get off the ride, don't you? Isn't that what the SEC is for? Isn't that their job? Dan, new member, thank you for being here. Jay, what would a new offering of stock by GameStop mean to the current situation? Thanks, Uncle Bruce. Well, like I said, 30 million offered could go a long way to kind of help out with the short position that's out there. But I don't think it's in the company's best interest to be talking about issuing 30 million shares of their stock at $187 a share. That's really not in their best interest. It might be in their best interest to talk about offering stock at $600 a share for 30 million shares. Maybe that's in the company's best interest. Excuse me, folks. That might be in their best interest. And for the shareholders at large, it would be very much in their best interest. Thank you, all those of you who are acquiring this merchandise from my Redbubble store. There are fake Redbubble stores selling this stuff that are not me. Be careful. If you're helping me by buying this, please buy it from my Redbubble store. That's either Bruce Frommer, Stock Markets with Bruce, or Traveling with Bruce. That's the handle. Please keep an eye open. Who's selling this to you? We're trying to put a stop to that. But at the moment, there are fake sellers of my stuff. Really sad, isn't it? It just shows you what's happening out there. It's ugly. Anyway, yeah, what would happen if a whole bunch of people buy this stock up? And what would cause people to want to buy stock? Gee whiz, a conference call from the management. Maybe that could be the ticket. That's the ticket right there. We're at 187.52 on the stock right now. I have been telling you folks, if you want to get a dip on this thing, you might get lucky. If you put an order in this 182 ballpark, you might get some. Why? Because there are forces at work out here that, one, want the stock to go down no matter what. Two, there are some forces here would not mind if the shares dropped a 10% value today to this 180 range or so. That would lock in the restricted short restricted label on the stock for the balance of today and all day Monday. That means 180 a share or so needs to be hit. But at 182, they got to take you out. They got to give you stock at that discount price to get it down there. And if you get in the way, they gotta hit you first. And that means it costs whoever's dropping this market more money to drop this stock down. And it puts them in a bigger short squeeze position every time they sell stock to willing buyers who aren't going to flip it in 15 minutes. 4 million shares traded today. Not very heavy, but it is right now near the low of the day-ish. The low was 182.66, 187.85 right now. It can drop $7-8 like that if enough stock came in, except for those of you out there, if you want to get some cheap paper, try to buy it at 182.04 or 182.27. Put in some limit orders for whatever you want to get. Will it go lower? Maybe, but maybe not. It might reach 180 for like one trade and then go right to 195. Anything is possible with this GameStop stock. The volatility is unbelievable. But I can say that as each day has been going by, we have been getting closer to Quadruple Witching Hour, which is today at the end of the day, and getting closer to the financial report for the year end and the conference call of management to indicate to the world what they're up to. I'm kind of excited. I'm rather looking forward to this. What will they say? I don't know. Oh man. Well, I have an idea. I think I have an idea. I think I do. Anyway, there you go, guys. Let's see what's happening. GameStop is an excellent tool for learning discipline, emotional control, and money management. This is trading university master level stuff. It's all about emotion, kids. It's all about perception of the markets. It's all about discipline of the holder, the buyer. It's all about the shakiness of the seller. It's everything. It's greed. It's greed. It's money. We're talking about money here. Money personal. It's just business. It's just like Godfather. It's just like it's nothing personal. It's just business. You know, your family is the Tartaglia. That's all. It's nothing personal. It's just you're a Tartaglia. That's all. That's all.
Leave the gun, take the bagel.
Leave the gun, take the bagel. What advice? Where are you going to get this from? You getting this from any other YouTube channels out there? I don't think so. Jen, how are you?
I'm good. I'm a little early. Is it bagel time?
I'm really hungry. I've been yapping here since the beginning of this show. I just talk and he talks. He just talks all the time. He doesn't ever shut up. The guy just doesn't. He never sits there and just does this. He doesn't. He never. He's always talking. Hands are always moving. What is with this guy?
Eating.
And then he's eating on the air.
Swallowing.
Unforgivable. How can he do such a thing? Christopher, you can't lose money until you sell. A sale is not the same thing as potential value. Strengthen that gut because markets aren't for the weak-willed. That is right. That is correct.
Yeah, paper profits, paper losses.
That's right. Paper profits, paper losses. Trent, Bruce, if someone held a bagel to your head and said, pick one of the SPACs you listed as your favorite, which would it be? See? Putting a bagel in my head, you know? This is how rough this crowd has become. Ever since I've turned this channel into a member comments channel, they have become really nasty with these bagel comments. Averaging down, good or bad? Good. If you believe in the story, it's good. I love holding the SPAC because zero stress.
Your heels, what would you pick?
That's right. I love holding the SPAC because it's zero stress until the merger, and it's no way in the no worry position. That's true.
Are you hungry enough for egg, or you want jelly?
Oh, I think egg today. Egg and cheese. Yeah. Oh, I'm hungry. Fantastic. Oh, Jen always has the best lines. Says Ultimus. Damn, Jen, that's the truth. They're saying. Good morning, Jen. Let's see here. That's that unforgivable. Get me a Dr. Pepper. Hey, Mrs. Jen. Bagel threats. Laugh out loud. Jen with the zingers all the time. All the time. What's the world coming to? Jen, clearly the brains and the beauty. Oh, I married up. I married up. Oh, yeah. If you're a guy, that's your job in life. Your mother will tell you that if she's honest with you, guys. Your mother will tell you, you got to marry up. You got to marry brains. Marry beauty and brains, man. The rest takes care of itself. Beef, chumbone, you mess with Bruce, you get the beef. Mitchell, yay! Today's an egg and cheese day. Woohoo! Esmo, Jen bringing down empires with bagels, whipping stock indirectly. Egg and cheese, Swiss. It'll be cheddar. Don't forget the ketchup. Don't forget the ketchup, Jen. She won't forget. Hi, Jen from Sharon. Olivia, hey, Jen. Hi, everybody. She said, better be some Heinz ketchup on that plate. Oh yeah. There's Pittsburgh, PA ketchup on this plate. Mustard today, she's saying. Hey, how would you like some mustard today?
It is the most popular
Not with eggs. You can. If someone holds a bagel to my head, they may lose a finger, says Derek. Observe thyself. Uncle Bruce, ask Netflix how they're going to portray the story. Retail investors, everything. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Bruce, what we want you to do is we want you to talk to us for hours on end for free. And then we're going to go away. We're going to write the script. We're going to shoot the show. We're going to produce it. We're going to publish it. We're going to put it out there. And you might or might not even be mentioned. And you might or might not get any promotion. And you might or may not be shown in a positive light. And you might or may not regret the day you were born when this show is on. But thanks for helping out, because we would really like to talk to you about this story, because apparently you're the guy. I'm kind of going, I've been kind of following it. I'm kind of in the middle of a lot of this social media thingy. I'm in it, yeah. But I kind of think that if you want to kind of hang out with me, wouldn't you think you'd want to like nail down the source in a way that I'm loyal to your entity and no one else will get the words? Or I don't know. What are you offering me? I mean, really, what does this channel get out of it? How are my viewers going to be perceived? Are they going to be perceived as bloomin' idiots? 'Cause I'm not interested. I'm not interested in having my viewership viewed in a negative way, in a silly way. I won't condone it. So, hey, come to me with something real. I mean, really, yeah. But I don't know what any other social media people do. I have no idea. Everyone has to make up their own mind what they want, how they're going to do it, how they're going to, if at all, participate. Because as a lot of you are saying, this story isn't over. I agree. Damn it, Uncle, you're making me hungry here. Jen is the neighbor you never see in sitcoms, but has the witty jokes. Just bought more bagels on the dip here. Sarah's saying, I love you, Jen. We have the talker and a mystery lady, says Bill. Joshua, thoughts on retail investors holding 150% of the float? Yeah, those are good thoughts. I would like to see it go to 200%. I want the squeeze to be so relentless on anyone stupid enough to be betting against this stock that they will pay dearly, really dearly. That would be my happy thought of the day right there. Absolutely. Eric, we want a financial feminism newsletter from Jen. My wife and I would both subscribe. There you go. Yeah, so you got her working. Love the family show. Whole making money. There you go. Get me a Dr. Bruce. Morning, Mrs. F. Papa Gamer is saying, Dr. Spooky Muffin. All the SPACs mentioned have huge potential. Do your due diligence and pick your favorites, or put a little in all six. That's what I always say too. SPACs, just buy a little of all of them. Just get all six of them. Just, $100 for each one, $300 for each one, $500 for each one, 100 shares for each one, whatever you can do. Designed for students. Haha. Dave, everything bagel, fried egg, cheese, ketchup, and tendies. GameStop special. P-Dub, love the family show while making money. Shane, fingers crossed Ryan Cohen recalls his shares. Would be great if I'd love to see a couple of things happen. First, they have the conference call. The financials come out. They have the conference call. The world media goes nuts. Then they announce shortly thereafter they're in talks with Wall Street to talk about issuing stock. Rumors abound. Stock goes nuts. The market's coming in to buy stock. Stock's going higher. And then they're talking about we might split it. The rumors start to come out that the company might split their shares. Oh, wow. Do this deal at $600 a share. Talk about a 10-for-1 split, $60 trading price after the split. Company's got $18 billion cash in the bank. It's worth $18 a share. Book value trading at 60, and watch it go to 100. There's $1,000 a share right there. Goes to 150, $1,500 a share right there. Oh man, everybody would go crazy, goofy, fun times. Jeremy, Bruce, I have 130 shares. You might have 1,300 at 230, 270 on GameStop. Should I hold? I just bought 30 more at 187 to lower my average. Oh, I think you should stick around a little bit. Yeah, Jeremy, I think you want to hang around here just a little bit. Shane's laughing. Yeah, I think you want to hang out for just a little while. No need to be hasty and make any rash decisions right now. I think right now you want to just kind of hang in there right now. Yeah, catch-up power. It's 192 right now. Is it taking off? Question. Bring Jen on camera. We'd love to meet her. Oh, I'm sure you would. I'll show you what Jen looks like. We were just out the other night at a fancy soiree. We got all dolled up, and Jen and I was showing her off. I was so proud. Look at this. Jen's looking like $1 million damn dollars. Doesn't she look great? We were having a good time here. We were on the red carpet here in Creston. I think Timmy's had a special deal going on, coffee and a donut, 20% off. We went out there, and oh man, I was loving this. And I thought, Jen, when you're eating your bagel, make sure that the crumbs don't fall down your front there, because they could go all the way down there. Be careful, honey. Just be on the, that's an awfully low cut dress you got on there. But I mean, am I a happy guy? Oh, look at me. I'm loving this. Jen's looking like $1 million dang dollars. Man, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. This is fantastic. Like I say, Jen and I, we're everywhere, man. We are the socialites of Creston. I mean, we are the ones, man. The paparazzi are out. The Creston paparazzi are out in full force when we're out there like that. I'll tell you right now, Anthony, Alice, down the bagel hole. Here we go. James, hey, Bruce, you keep referring to 70 million shares being issued by the company. How many shares aren't already owned by insiders and institutions? The real float is much smaller than that. Well, yes, it is. It is true. 20 million are held by the insiders. And then the pension funds and mutual funds and hedge funds and at least 130 million more. That's 150. Then the public owns probably 20 million. That's 170. And there's about 20 million shorted, declared. That's 190. Then there's a failure to deliver number, which we don't know. Is it 50, 70 million more? That's 240. We don't know how many shares Chicago has to pick up here that they're undeclared because they've written naked contract. That could be another 50 million. That's 300. So that could be 300 million shares out there right now at $190 share. That puts this company at a value of $570 billion, $57 billion, $57 billion market cap on GameStop when only 70 million shares actually exist for 13.3 billion. So the difference between 13.3 billion and 57 billion could be your profit on the stock in your pocket because you own stock out there and only 70 million really exist. So divide the rest into that, Where should the stock be? 600, 800 a share, 1,000 a share, kind of where it might have to be. That's where it might have to be. Uncle Bruce, aka Stockfather. He's the Stockfather. You make your money. You make your money when you buy. Matt, Bruce, do you think the entire market, like Tesla was GameStop was overshorted since March 2020? That could well be too. Yeah, Vance, get that damn bagel in here, stat.
There it is. Whoop.
Get that bagel in here, stat. There's the ketchup. There's the bagel. The egg. Jen's hands.
Now again, people, watch for the poppy seeds in the teeth.
Watch for the poppy seeds in the teeth. The stock might go higher because of that. Who knows? 191.14 on the stock. I don't know.
I heard you say something you should say again. You make your money when you buy.
You make your money when you buy. Famous words from Jen. Stock advice from Jen.
I'm pretty sure I wasn't the first one to say that.
I think that was a real estate term too. In real estate, you make your money when you buy. Yeah, definitely. Get the right property, the right location at the right price. Make your money when you buy. Vance, thank you for this donation. Get that damn bagel in your stat. I need money. Herring Moisture, new member. Thank you, Herring Moisture, for popping in here and joining us. Appreciate all this, you guys. Absolutely generous, so generous of you and wonderful of you to be here. As I'm trying to desperately keep up with these comments, new members are joining faster than I can read them off. We've got Dax is here. Thank you, Dax. We've got Kevin, new member. Thank you, Kevin. We've got Mike Swank also. Thanks, Mike. We've got another one here I thought I saw there. It just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Oh, no, we got a donation here from Tatiana. Thanks, Jen. Tatiana. Also, Jar Jars. 10 Dogecoin for who made that meme. Well done. Bagels ain't scared of witches or hedgies. There you go. We're not afraid. Thank you, Wizard Owl, with a $500 super sticker work for Jen to make an appearance. Not going to happen. Not going to do it. We've had much bigger donations than that. She doesn't come out of the bedroom. Yeah, you got problems, kids. Just not enough money. You guys don't have enough money to get Jen out. You don't. You just don't. You think you do, but you don't. So anyway, there you go. Thank you for being here. Thank you for following me. 190.89 on the GameStop right now. Getting ready to take my first bite. Having a zip. Thank you for picking up items on my Redbubble store. I know that these come in all day long. There was one here just a few minutes ago, and I haven't acknowledged it. There was another one a little earlier today. This is a really good one. Wow, we got a good order here. 2 of these mugs. One classic T-shirt with a TWB logo on it. Spiral notebook of Trump Traveling with Bruce. 8 of these mugs. 8 of these mugs were ordered, all from Europe. One order, all at one time. Wow, that is one of the biggest orders I've ever seen through my Redbubble store. Thank you so much, everybody out there, for helping me out. And their royalty is coming in here. There's another order that came in here a little earlier, and they're just coming. These Redbubble orders. Thank you guys so very much. Very, very, very generous of you. I'm just double checking on a few other things. Excellent. I just looked at my emails. We have right now 4,000 thumbs ups, 240 down. Thank you for the 4,000 thumbs ups, and please keep them coming, guys. We got to get to 4,800 to be at a 21 ratio against those thumbs downs. I thank you very much for that. Like I said, joining this channel means the world to Jen and I. We are just so grateful that you're in for the long haul. We really appreciate it. After GameStop moons and we sell our shares for $10 million each, we'll be one step closer to being afforded to see Jen. That's right. When those shares hit $10 million each, Jen will have had enough dollars come in to get all that surgery done she wants to do. No, that's not going to do that. Oh man, thank you, everybody. Fantastic. Dogecoin, Bruce, it's called pronounced Doge. Will we see 133 territory in GameStop? I don't know. We're 191. I don't know about that. Let's see. Jessica, thank you for becoming a member. I'm eating my bagel right now. I'm eating. We're going up. Let's get this stock going. Let's see. Can we move it? 191. Go GameStop. Let's go. Stuart. Thank you, Stuart. And Jessica, thank you for coming on board. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to meeting Jen on the moon. What do you got to say on oil, Bruce? What do you think on oil? I'm not a fan of oil. It's $60 a barrel. Not at these price. I think it's more like 40, 45. That's where I think it should be. Plenty of it out there. Oh, what can I say? Careful, Bruce. You could be in the doghouse all afternoon. Show me the money. I just got really hungry. Oh, yeah. 133 a share after a 10-for-1 stock split. I don't think there'll be very many upset shareholders at that deal with that price. That would be pretty good. Oh my. Thank you everybody for following me today. Great. See the cheese, it's melted with the egg here. Oh. You put the ketchup on there. Oh man. Oh man, this is so good, man. This is man, oh man, oh man. Absolutely fantastic. Tell Jen we said hello. I do. She knows. She knows. She knows you're watching. She knows. She's seen it all. She's seen all the good people and all the bad people, and she's taking down names. Yeah. Bobby. Anything is possible, Bobby. At any time. I don't know. I'm just saying. Anything, anytime. I don't know. We're going up. That's the bottom line. We're going up. That's it. That's what's going to happen. 190.10 right now, 189.48. As I eat my bagel, it's going down. That's not right, is it? So I better keep eating my bagel, and it'll go up. Okay. If Jen isn't the hand model for your merch, that should become a thing. See? There we go. Bruce, she gave you the ketchup in a bowl so we can dip into the SSR magic number. There you go, 189. Maybe it will go down to 180 on this thing. She's checking names. Jen's checking. Wow, that's nice. Jen makes a list. She's making a list. Hey, Bruce, beware of cholesterol. Jen should publish a bagel cookbook. A new show, Jammin' in Jellies with Jen. Jammin' and Jellies with Jen, right? With bagels, right? Don't Stop Believing Journey. Oh, good song. Good song. I can't believe how many more doll hairs I have since I've been watching you, Bruce. Thank you. I want to rock. I want to rock. 189.95. Come on, GameStop. You can do it. You can do it. Run, GameStop. Run. Is Jen Santa? Have you ever been to Powell River in BC? My friend just retired there. I love it there. Sunshine Coast. Nope. Have not been there. Not been there. Have you ever had any pets? If you still have any funny stories to tell about it, love your spontaneous stories. I once looked after a pet that my daughter had for a while. It was a cat. It was a cat. He had a real name, but we gave him a nickname. He was a male. who had his business looked after. He was a softie. He was a real softie, and he loved cuddling and stuff. And he was very large. He was a big boy. He was a big guy, and he loved to eat. He was good at that, eating. And but when he went to the bathroom, he had a distinct way about him. So we gave him a nickname called Mr. Stinky. We gave him a nickname, Mr. Stinky, and it stuck. I mean, literally, it stuck. And so my daughter asked Jen and I, could we look after Mr. Stinky for her when she went to Berlin, Germany. She went to Berlin with her boyfriend at the time, and it was to be a 1 year thing, 1 year. And as much as we would miss the heck out of her, it turned out to be a blessing, because we went to Berlin 2 times, Jen and I, twice, to see her, once at Christmas, once in April. And then I was able to go to Berlin a 3rd time that following September to visit Berlin 3 times. So during the time that we were in Berlin, we had friends looking after Mr. Stinky. But we took care of this guy. And that was the only time we've had a cat in the house, or a pet in the house, but for Jen and I, for all the years we've been together. He was a tuxedo cat. He was black and white, tuxedo type cat, and he was great. I still have scars to show it, to prove it. That I have some scratch marks, but we had fun with him. But he was a scaredy cat. He was a very, very tentative cat. I think in his youth he was a stray, and then he became kind of domesticated with us. But he still had that terrified streak. Bad people out there. Yeah. Shout out from Berlin. To watch Uncle Bruce's best decision so far I've made. 3,000 waiting for the big dip. Come on, baby, give it to me. Bring it down. I'm buying. Now you have millions of pet apes. I have a lot of pets watching. That's true. That's true. And people send me photos on my Facebook group page for Stock Markets with Bruce. They send me photos of their cats watching their big TVs with me on the air. They're watching me. The cats are like, it's incredible. I just realized I was behind by a minute. Hi, Uncle Bruce, father of your 4 girls, is here. Mr. Stonky. How's it feel to be a global hero? No different than being an unknown YouTuber. Because when you're in a small town like I am, no one comes up to me and goes, "Hey, aren't you? You're that guy." I don't get that in this town. Mind you, I don't walk the streets of this town either. I'm here in my living room talking to you. So I'm working as hard as I am now as I was 3 years ago when I started traveling with Bruce. It's just that I have more success with this than I've ever had with that. But that's how it goes. And right now we're into a unique story that is global in nature, and it's exciting. And it is exciting. I admit. Woke up at 2:30 to watch Uncle Bruce. From Maui, I'm watching him. YouTube famous, global or local here. See, Bruce is a real hero. Bill Coyne. Every time I waited for a dip, I always waited too long, and the price never went down. No, I just buy it. You got your buy price, just sit there. Just make them come to you. You're the boss. You have the money. You got the cash. Make them come to you. I don't know why I have to chase paper. Let paper chase you. You got the cash. 189. Jessica. Jessica's saying, my cat's watching you now. My cat is watching you now. Come on, Bruce, I want to rock. I'm in Scotland. It's 15:03 here. Sending love from London. Thank you, everybody in the UK, Europe, all over that. Man, you guys are great. I love you guys. Uncle Bruce, you missed my super chat. The pet talk distracted you. Robert D. Rose, thank you, Robert, for becoming a member. Love you. Love it. Thank you, buddy. Where was that comment? I don't see it. I may have lost it. Oh, no, here it is. Could the low GameStop trading volume mean share scarcity? Apes with diamond hands. Ooh, that's a possible. 5 million volume. 5 million. That's all. Okay. Roberto, thank you. Max, love from Toronto. Uncle Bruce question, do you have a favorite non-SPAC, over-the-counter pink stock? Anything under $1 or penny? No, I don't. And I know that if I were to mention one on this show without believing in it, I could be labeled a promoter, because if I mention the stock that you should look at, even if I don't endorse it, I just mention it. A penny stock could be a profound impact on the stock. And I get emails all the time. People ask me, "Hey, what do you think of this company?" And it's like a 3-cent stock, hoping, praying, wishing that I mention it, because if it goes to 15, 20 cents, there are people up 5, 10 times their money. And that's, I mentioned the stock to you guys that you look at it, goes, oh, it's only 25 cents a share. Hey, I'll buy this at a quarter, not knowing that you're probably buying it from a promoter who's promoting me in, but that they bought in at 2 and 3 and 4 cents a share, and they're cashing out, and they have a one-way ticket out. They want to sell millions of shares and just get out. If they could sell 1 million shares at 25 cents, it's $250,000. They paid 10 grand for it. They're laughing. What do they care about the company's future after that? They got their dough. They're out of here. I don't promote, and I don't talk about penny stock. I just don't. I'm not interested in that. But if I come up with a SPAC that has a vendor coming in with a lot of upside potential, with hundreds of millions of dollars of cash in its bank account, that is a whole different ballgame. That I like to highlight companies like that, give you folks a ground floor opportunity with a real momentum play right off the get-go. Once that thing is done, consummated, I'm quite comfortable talking about that. Baza, the Brewster is enjoying the grub and starving looking at, and I'm starving looking at you. Well, we're done the bagel, and we're 190.29. I kind of back where we started from. I think, Bruce, create a desktop figurine of you with a bagel. I want to rock on. I put I want to rock on it. Maybe I should get some bobbleheads made, Uncle Bruce bobbleheads. Maybe I should do that, and then I would personally autograph them for you, so they're really exclusive, $1,000 each. I can see the comments now. I can see comments coming in now. Oh, the haters are gonna go. I see what he's doing. You see what he's doing? Oh man. Sal, I haven't done any this week because of the mayhem. I've had a couple that I owed people from the week for, but I've kind of not done that this week. You can understand why. And I've really been concentrating on, I would really rather concentrate on this channel, becoming a sponsor, member, kind of a, growing this. So I don't have to do that, because 3 weeks ago when we got really quiet. I mean, my numbers were just plummeting because we were very quiet. And I thought, well, I got a bunch of people watch me, and I could do some shout outs. And, I keep getting these emails all the time that are coming into my junk mail and my regular mail from supposedly legitimate businesses that would like me to deal with them. They're all illegitimate. None of them are legit. They're all frauds. They're all robots. They're all attempts to glean information from me to, do whatever nasty business. And so I don't have a lot of confidence in being approached by legitimate entities. And so I thought, well, why don't I control the process by doing shout outs for small businesses and people with home businesses? And I might do that again, but at the moment, I feel I owe it to my viewers to, I'm concentrating on what I'm concentrating on right now, and trying to stop the assault of hate that was coming here to this channel that it didn't deserve. Certainly none of my viewers deserve this. And I had to stop that absolute mayhem. And so I've just decided to leave the chat the way it is right now, and visit with you folks and talk to you, and go from there. Bobbleheads, yeah, I love this. Bank of America reaffirms $10 price target for GameStop. There you go. I'm sure that's what that is. Bruce, I love that you're always ebbing and flowing your strategy. I can't tell. I'm in VGAC and GHV. I hope it pays off. I think you're going to like the show. Bruce, can you explain stock splits and why that could be good for GameStop? I will keep doing that going forward, as I've been doing all day today and yesterday. Here we go. Bagel Booster. Membership was the best plan. I think so too. I had a lot of people saying you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. No, just get moderators. They'll take care of those guys. And I thought, no. I wasn't going there. We had, I think, several thousand, and I mean several thousand trolls, bots, and haters coming in here with a free-for-all, attacking a single YouTuber trying to handle his channel. And it was absolutely unacceptable. And I was not going to subject 3 or 5 moderators to have to read this vile vitriol, because then they would get attacked. As they were trying to block these messages, they would now get attacked. I'm not going to play that game. It's not going to happen. Not a chance. So, Bruce, you're well worth the $10 for entertainment value. Thank you, everybody. SPACs can go below 10 per major. Yes, they can. Any stock can go up and down anytime. But I got to ask myself, I'm asking myself, yeah, SPAC that had $300 million in the bank, and they just vended in a $3 billion company, and they just popped another $500 billion from Wall Street. They got $800 million to pop this thing higher. What are the odds of this thing failing? What are the odds? I think they're lower. They're much lower than normal stocks out there, stocks that are trading out there now. And I thought, I think the first 3 to 6 months that these companies are public now, merged in, there's going to be a lot of news coming out, a lot of corporate news coming. And something tells me as the market gets the handle on what these guys are all about, there won't be enough stock available. Not around 10, 15, or 20 bucks a share. Going to be much higher. I kind of like the odds of my followers picking it off really cheap like this, around this 10, 12 mark. Not a bad way to go. I know that the Gores is higher than that, but Gores isn't 30 bucks a share. It's 15, 30. So there's deals here. But anyway, to each his own. Some of you love them, some of you don't. It's okay. We'll see what's going on. I said you shouldn't do membership. I was so wrong. Well, I did have the experience of having done a membership group already with my other channel when it only had, gosh, did I even have, I think I had 30,000 subscribers at that point. There was 30,000 on TWB, because at that time when I created the membership club, you had to have 30,000 subs to be able to do it. Now if you are a new channel with 1,000 subs, you can have a membership club. But I had 30,000 and I launched it. And a very small number, but the folks who are in that club have really become, they're all friends with each other. Like the bonds are phenomenal. Some of these folks have met each other, where they compare notes. And when cruising was going on, some of them were saying, well, I'm going to take a cruise out of Bayonne, New Jersey, going to be in New York for a couple of days. And other sponsor members and other channel members would say, you're in New York? I'm in New York. Well, we should get together. And so they would meet in Times Square, and they would then send photos of them meeting to me through my Facebook group page for Traveling with Bruce. And they would say stuff like, it's because of you we got to meet each other and become friends. And if that isn't emotional, I don't know what is. And it was just so overpowering when that was happening, because Jen and I have not yet met these people ourselves, but we're responsible for them meeting each other. And now some of them have met multiple times in various geographic areas. It's just been unbelievable. And so I had this warm, fuzzy feeling about the kind of family we have there that I want to bring here, because we're following investments, the markets, and what's going on here. And long term, there will be meet and greets. There will be sessions where Jen and I will be down to the U.S. We'll be in Canada, elsewhere. We will do meet and greets and organize, the chance where you guys can meet us and we can meet you. And I have no idea what the numbers are going to be, but I'm pretty darn excited about what they can be. So yeah, I'm really jacked up. And so I had no doubt about this. No doubt. There's a big rumor that hedge funds will drop big cash in the last hour tonight to hope to get people to panic sell the stock. My guess is they're going to try to get the stock to print at a low level. They're going to try to get it to print at a low level. Taylor Adam became a YouTube member. Thank you, Taylor, for coming in here and joining us. Mr. T, Brucey, I called GameStop Investor Relations today, told them I was getting nervous and considering selling. They said, please hold, and then the call dropped. Just hold. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'd be hanging on to this stock right now. I would be hanging on to this stock right for now. There's a lot going on here, and there's a lot of news coming out next week with that investor, that conference call from the insiders of the company, the senior management. Oh, I think we're going to learn a lot. And I think we're going to hear what we hear. I think we're going to like it. That's my guess. Thank you, everybody, for supporting this YouTuber by acquiring merchandise on my Redbubble store. The link is down below or up above here on my homepage. Thank you for making sure that if you do buy this merchandise, this logo, make sure if you're buying this logo, you're getting it from my store, not a fake store. There are fake Redbubble stores selling this or claiming to be me. They're not me. You've got to go to Bruce Ferromert. You got to go to Stock Markets with Bruce, Traveling with Bruce. You'll find these logos. You'll find all these other logos over here, and over here you'll find 35 other logos for Traveling with Bruce, Stock Markets with Bruce. You'll find a bunch of them, and then you're in the right place. You won't find anyone else's logos in my Redbubble store. You will not find another YouTuber's channel, or you're not going to find Superman stuff. I only offer licensed product that we've authorized through our store. And so be aware that there are fakes out there trying to scoop your money that you're actually intending to my benefit through the royalty of these items. They're trying to steal it from you, pretending to be me. So keep an eye open for that. Mark Lalonde, thank you, Mark, for being here, becoming a member of our channel. Quang Leong, thank you for becoming a member of this channel. Nice to have you here. Fantastic, you guys. You're joining up. You're finding us. You're figuring out how to join this channel. Love you guys. I'm very, very happy that you're here. Melissa and B and Baby Justice. Hey, Bruce, when you talk about SPACs, these companies you mentioned long-term buys or just 3 or 6 months after the merger? Could be both. They could be both. Some of you are looking for something short-term, and you're wondering, well, can I get in now? And then if the merger happens with a bunch of news and the stock goes to $30, $35, is it okay if I sell it? Well, you can do whatever you want anytime you want. And if you're happy with a triple, a double, a quad, or whatever you're getting, you take it. Some of you are determined to write options against the stock once they reach these levels or higher. Some of you are looking to hold for a long, long time. It's up to you. I'm just bringing out these deals that I like these merger announcements, and I like how well funded these companies are right off the bat. Really well funded, and I know that they are going to be, I pretty well know they're going to be extremely busy. Media wise, investor relations wise, they're going to be really busy. Yeah, membership was a great move. Nabil, thank you. Thank you for agreeing. Anyway, there you go. You know, when I do Jen and I are going to do a road trip together, and we're going to travel across Canada, the US, to do a road trip to do open houses or meet and greets. You know, you'll be invited in. As sponsor members, you're going to be the first to know the schedule. As followers of this channel, you're going to be the first to see the schedule, and you can then, if you want, book your reservations to come and see us. There'll be certain places we go where there's capacity for so many people, and others will be larger, some will be smaller. It all depends. And so we might be sold out in one city and not the other. I don't know. So you'll be given first dibs to make your move because you're members. You'll get a private email, or I'll make a private video about the whole show and tell tour, the meet and greet tour. And then you've got a couple of days to decide, oh yeah, we should see him. He's going to be in New York. Oh, we're in that area. Oh, we'll catch him in New York, or he's going to be in Pittsburgh because Jen wants to see a Steeler game. They're going to be in Atlanta. They're going to be in Miami. There's a cruise and a meet and greet and another meet and greet after the cruise. And oh wow, yeah. So we'll put the word out. You guys will get advance warning that we're doing this. You can, because you're sponsor members, you can reserve your slots. Come and see us, and we'll talk about everything. And I'm really looking forward to getting to see you in person. Should be a lot of fun. Hopefully we're through the pandemic and we're all healthy again. And oh man, I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, 10 minutes to go. I got 10 minutes to go before the show's over. Thank you all for being here today. 190 on the stock. That's where we're at. Down $11. Has not dropped the 10% amount. It is not. It's down 5%, but it didn't drop the other 5%. Not yet. Will it? Maybe. Maybe it won't. Before RB4RA became a member. Thank you for joining in. Love this. Folks are coming in. Love having you. We now have 4,500 thumbs ups on this telecast, and I want to thank you all for this support of mine, for supporting me, and giving a shout out to Jen and supporting Jen. You like Jen, you like this channel, please hit the thumbs up button for us. If we can get the 5,500 thumbs ups, we would have a 20-to-1 ratio between lovers and haters, and that would be great. The higher the ratio, the better. 4,500 thumbs up so far. Please consider hitting that thumbs up button for me, and let's ride that thing right up to the top. That would be fabulous. I thank you all for just supporting this channel and this little old YouTuber. I appreciate it. Thank you, all of you becoming members, and all of you with your comments and your super chats. Absolutely fantastic, guys. I cannot. We just cannot thank you enough. We can't. We want to. 4,700 now on the thumbs up, coming up right now. They're coming up. We're moving up to 5,000 thumbs ups. 6,150 of you are here right now. And if 1,000 of you can step in there and throw a thumbs up at this channel, out of the 6,100 of you, if 1,000 of you haven't done it and you can, please do it now. And let's run this total up, because when I ask for thumbs ups, I also get the thumbs downs. There are haters lying in wait to just hit this channel with hate messages and hate comments. And again, I appreciate all of you who are stepping in. 3 more purchases have been made of this product in the last 20 minutes. Unbelievable. Someone just picked up a mug of this mug right over here, and someone grabbed a t-shirt with this logo on it. Fantastic. Someone grabbed a mug with this logo on it. Thank you guys for your support of this channel through my Redbubble store, and not getting fooled by those thieves out there who are stepping in between you and me to try to convince you to buy my merchandise through their stores and they're stealing our royalties. It's incredible. It's a sad story, but it's the reality of the world. And what can I tell you guys? There are knockoffs everywhere, even when it comes to stock markets with Bruce. There are knockoffs with stock market. Can you believe it? I could never have believed it myself that that would have been it. Matt, with the volume on GameStop so low, how many shares would need to come through on a buy to push it up 20 bucks from these levels? Oh, if a buyer came in to buy 100,000 shares in a relative hurry, that would do it. 200,000 shares of buying over half an hour would run it 20, 30 bucks easy or more. Let's see. Melissa, hey, Bruce, when you talk about SPACs, we did this. Thank you. Again, thank you. These comments and donations. And memberships. Alan, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you to future GameStop Millionaire III. Curious on your thoughts on Virtuix, private company doing seed investment round. They're releasing a home VR system, second half of March, virtual reality system in the second half of March. Yeah, I don't know, my friend. I don't know anything about these guys. A new company coming out with a lot of neat stuff. I get interested when they get closer to becoming public because that's when I can care. Because right now I can't care unless they're getting into a SPAC. Mark Lalonde, hi. Yesterday, as I was buying shares, I got a message saying there were not enough available at the time of purchase and the order would be fulfilled as they became available. Low supply, low volume. What is that? Mark, I can't understand that message at all. I don't know how a broker can tell you that there's no supply of stock when it's trading at the price you're trying to buy it at. I don't understand what that means. I can understand if you're putting in a limit buy order and you got some of the shares, but not enough came down to you. That I can understand. But the shares are trading at the price you're buying, you want to buy them at, or they're trading at a higher price than you're prepared, or lower price than you're prepared to buy at. Excuse me. They're trading below where you want to buy, and they're not getting filled. You got the wrong broker. You are at the wrong brokerage. There's something seriously wrong there. In my day, there would have been a massive investigation by the SEC because a couple of clients report this to the Securities and Exchange Commission in Canada, and the regulators are down the throat of that broker so fast going, what are you doing? What is this we're talking about? But in today's world, all bets are off, I believe, evidently. Melvin, intern. Melvin, thanks for becoming a member of this channel. Nice to have you here, buddy. NA, you should be arrested pushing dead stock GameStop on these kids and then saying, but I don't know, the markets don't call me, and accepting donations. Someone doesn't like me. Someone is paying to not like me. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that what? Thank you, troll, for not liking me and paying to say it. That's amazing. I even get trolls to pay me money. It's incredible. David, Bruce, would you suggest selling VGAC, SPAC, and buy GameStop while it's down? I have 94 shares of VAGC. No, I wouldn't. I would say, look, you've got, if you're diversifying your portfolio and you've got a little this and a little that, and you're comfortable, you're comfortable. If you feel that if you don't think that the VGAC is any good, then you made a mistake. You made a mistake, but I don't think you've made a mistake buying that stock. Are you buying is it a mistake to buy GameStop? I don't think so either. But will it double today? How can I tell you that? How can anyone say that? Even my troll has to admit that's true. How can he do that? You have to do what you have to do in the way you have to do it. We all don't have enough money. We find we get ourselves into a position into a stock, and we find another stock and we wish we'd have more of. We don't have enough money. Welcome to the market 101. But being diversified is sometimes a good thing. But again, I'm not poo-pooing one stock over another. People think I am, by the way. People think I'm totally trying to divide everybody. Not true. Just dealing with realities here. Willem, first-class tickets to the Netherlands for Bruce and Jen for the World Tour when GameStop reaches $50,000 a share. Now we're talking. You see, there's something to hope and dream for. There you go. Thank you guys so very much. 2 minutes to go, and we're done today's early session. I will be back on this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern time. With 1 hour to go in the day, I'll be back here. If anything stupid happens in the meantime, out of control, I'll just come on as quick as I can. But right now, look for me at 3 o'clock Eastern time today to wrap up the day's trades and the first hour of the aftermarket so we can kind of review what happened today. 5,000 thumbs ups have come in now. Thank you so much for this, you guys. You've got me to 5,000 thumbs ups on this show. with 296 down. That is beautiful. Keep those thumbs ups coming in, and let's ride this puppy as high as we can go. Thank you, all of you, very much. Again, thank you for all of these membership moves you're making. I appreciate that very much. Solidifying this channel and convincing, well, showing the market, showing the YouTube community that we'd rather be a member of this guy's channel than to have him suffer through the hate that he was suffering through last week. It is just unacceptable. I thank you all so much for this. Uncle Bruce is winning. Thank you. Enjoy the afternoon. The power suggestion is more powerful than most are aware. Later, man, I can finally go to the bathroom. I personally believe in diversifying. People are saying, thanks, Uncle Bruce. Thank you. 5.4 million volume. See you at 3, bud. I'll be back 3 o'clock, guys. We'll be here. Check out my video. I did a video last night. Check it out. We uploaded it last night, the opening from yesterday's show. Let me know what you think of that. What can I say? How many subscribers now? I have to take a look. We're getting up there. We're definitely going to keep this channel on the air. I'll tell you that. See you later, Bruce. Take care of yourself. Ape Together Strong. Do they have a VGAC or the VAGC? Laugh out loud. I'll diversify after GameStop moons. There you go. Gonna take a nap. See you guys in a few hours. Bye, Bruce. Catch you later. Thanks, Bruce. Bye, Bruce. We are at volume now of $190 a share. Trading for the day now, 5.44 million. 5.44 at 190, 196 right now is where the stock is trading at. Guys, we will definitely see you shortly at 3 o'clock Eastern. Keep it going. I appreciate it. I was so mad seeing getting cyberbullied. I'm sorry, but we got your back, man. Bye. Tootsie Roll, $1 trillion squeeze. I don't know what that means. Bruce, I cannot find that sweatshirt you're wearing on Reddit. Help me, man. Help me. Find my store. And when you look at product, if you go to underneath the product, you'll see other merchandise Bruce is selling or other items, and you click there and you'll get a link to all the items. You'll see like a master bunch of photos. You'll see sweatshirts like this. There's about 5 or 6 different colors, like black and gray and this. That's how you should find it. You should be on my Redbubble on my Redbubble page. Make sure you're on my Redbubble page and not somebody else's. See you later, Bruce. Thanks, Bruce. Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much, all of you. We're at 191.76 going to 192. Very, very good. I love it. Love it. Love it. We're going higher. We hope. Much higher, we hope. And to the moon and beyond. Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for all of that. The Redbubble is in the description below here or on yesterday's show. You'll find it. You'll find the Redbubble link. You'll find it on any of my videos underneath in the description. Just have to just say where it says see more. You click on it and then the description gets longer. And in there you'll see my address, my email. You'll find my link to Redbubble, all kinds of stuff there. Thank you, everybody, for this. All right, I'm out of here. I got to go. I'll see you this afternoon, 3 o'clock Eastern time. We'll watch the final hour together on the Quadruple Witching Hour. Woo! Let's see what's happening. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.